teach me every day. They were shouting all that. I remember sketching. I was very good at drawing. You know, I sketched a very nice one of him in his beret standing by his armor car. I was good then, but I don't know where it all went. But when Daniel started waking up and saying that we're not going to sit down, but where did that money go to? How come the Bank of Ghana lost an amount of 60.8 billion? Well, you want to know more? Then you have to know that the names of talkatives need to be written. Those who are supporting our development and everything. So enjoy this whilst we wait for Mr. Lai Nikoiki to join in. It's Star Radio UK, 11 o'clock the time, the morning show, the program. I am Archie.
Alright, I'm going to pause that because I have to join them now. So that one needs to be paused while we switch to the studio as we prepare for the program again this morning. So, and we don't have much time when it comes to the program. So let's prepare us. A lot is happening in Nigeria. I think we should be talking about Tinubu later on. Adi, kí lẹ feel? Ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Tinubu lórí Star Radio lálẹ́. So that should be, the point of discussion. So let me switch to. I hope everything goes smoothly. All right, let's call the studio and start the program.
No time to waste. I'm writing names of targeted.
Well, that's what is written later on during the course of the program. But because we say it's a Wednesday edition of the morning show, before position we are pressed with time, and I have the singular honor of welcoming my co-presenter and my brother, Mr. Lai Nikoiki, all the way in our North London studios this morning. And I'm saying, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. I hope you can see me.
We can see you, but it looks like your image is frozen. But don't you worry, I'm going to.
Okay, let's see if we can refresh the camera from here. Not too sure why. A very good morning to you back in the studio, and good morning to all our viewers and listeners from around the world, and welcome once again to the Wednesday edition of the morning show, the 4th day of the month of October, as we prepare again the beautiful week ahead that is just winding down very fast on us.
Okay. How are you? How is the family?
We're very grateful. We're good. The family is great.
Great. Wherever you are listening to us from, we hope that you are also doing very, very well. It is Star Radio UK. It is the Tuesday edition of the Wednesday edition of the morning show. Not me that this evening exactly at 18 hours or 6 p.m. Local time, we're going to be having night jam voices. But I have with me in the North London studios, Mr. Lai Nikoiki and Archie, and we are bringing you all that you need to do when it comes to what is happening from Nigeria this morning. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. Now, in your background, we know yesterday information came through that the Chicago University has released articles certificate.
Tinubu certificate.
Yes. So now the transcript, I don't know whether the transcript has also been given. However, Tinubu's credential, APC now put in article, and that's ex-vice president set to submit documents in the Supreme Court. Now he's got it. He's going to submit it in the Supreme Court. If he's going to, help his case, fine. But if the APC think that, well, this is not going to play any major role in changing the decision that the appeal, the court that sat, the petition court that sat on it initially, based without that proof that Atiku was still the winner, maybe this one is going to better his chances of maybe winning or whatever it is. So what is the beef all about?
Well, the beef is that they've been able to drag the president of the most populous black nation into the mud. The question is, should Bola Tinubu resign his position for this great, damage to the country, for presenting a forged document? The question is, the Foreign Affairs Minister says, we don't have time for frivolous issues. Well, they might not have the time, but Atiku has much of those time, and that is why he has stick to trying as much as possible to get this certificate as quickly as possible. I mean, the whole, we're still waiting for further information, but from what we had so far, there is this certificate that is in question that Bola Tinubu, the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, submitted to INEC. That certificate is a complete different from what the Chicago State University has released. So the latest information so far, before we go back again to what the Foreign Affairs Minister, says that, he argued that even the former President Muhammadu Buhari experienced a similar controversy over his academic problem. Whether this is going to make any changes, I've been asking the question, and that will be the question that we'll be putting out tonight at the Niger Voices at about 1800 hours. Would there be any changes with the new development of the Chicago State University in light of this controversy surrounding President Bola Tinubu's academic record? From the Chicago State University, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Toga, says the administration cannot waste time on such a trivial matters. But let's go back to what we know so far when it comes to what the latest from the United States of America. There's another headline that says the Supreme Court, Netizen want President Bola Tinubu sacked, not just sacked, jailed over a forged Chicago State University. Those are some of the headlines. There's another headline that says Tinubu credential, APC lampoon Atiku as the ex-VP said to submit those documents at the Supreme Court. This is Star Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and I'm going to come back again to you in the studio. But this is generating one of the most biggest conversation in the history of Nigeria.
Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us, as well as many of you who are on various platforms and sister platforms listening to us. We salute each and every one of you. And we say, don't type it down, continue to listen to us. Mr. Lightning King on North London Studios. I'm actually here in the South Studios. Now, we're looking at the banter, the release of the president's educational credentials. Right? Now, looking at the courts, okay, the compilation of the petition tribunal, we didn't see much there. And then the day that the verdict was going to be given, and I was saying that why is Tinubu not in the country, unless of course he has
Expo
of what was going to happen. Because if you and I know that our position is on the line, that a verdict could overturn it or something, I don't think I'll be out of the country saying I'm doing business at all. No way. I'm going to be waiting to see what is going to happen. But he was so sure and was out of the country. Okay? But now that it's going to the Supreme Court, and with this evidence that's going to be tendered in by the PDP leader, do you think it is going to bring about any different thing? Or as a foreign secretary or foreign minister is saying, look, we've got better things to be thinking about, so this is nothing that we have to worry ourselves about. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know what the Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Toga means by it, that this is a trivial matters. I mean, this is a national matters. As a president must be able to bring out the right requirement. I mean, it's just the same thing when you apply for a visa and you are finding there's the information to find out that part of your document was not genuine. This is what the question is that what does INEC says when it comes to these what we called results before you become the president? What does the Constitution say? The Supreme Court will have to look into whether Tinubu, made a mistake, or was it just a mistake that he should have avoided by not presenting that document or waiting for the right appropriate document. Let's take you through some of the reactions so far when it comes to this particular issue surrounding, the president in the last 72 hours. There's been a lot of different individuals that are saying different things, but the question tonight, this afternoon is, are you going to support this individual even though your result that you have already, your own personal result that you have used, to get the jobs, if the director find out that that particular job that you are being given with a large amount of six figure, that you do not have the right requirement, what are they going to do? Are they going to tell you to step aside? The question is, will this president step aside? Will he resign? Many questions are being asked. But whoever is going to wait for this answer has to wait until the Supreme Court, that Atiku has less than 24 hours to submit as much of the information that have just been received from the Chicago State University. So that is when we will find out what is going to be the next line of action.
Well, is the Supreme Court credible? Will they give a right verdict with the evidence that has been tendered in? And like Yomi was saying, now, if it's all right, like the foreign minister is saying that this is these are trivial issues that we don't need to worry ourselves about. Now, if you are in a job, okay, you listening to us, you are in a job, and then your boss finds out that, look, your certificate that you presented, it's all forged. It's not the true image of what it is. And then, don't you think that they will allow you to be in that office, paying whatever amount? I want to hear from you.
And I got, just coming into the wire right now. I know we're really very pressed of time, but later on tonight, we will deal with so much. What I have right here now is just as, this has been put out by David Odoye, just got hold of the written copy of the yesterday deposition of the Chicago State, is in just as much as trouble as Pablo ECOWAS. Apart from confirm that the certificate submitted to INEC is forgery, they also confirm that they have no way of knowing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu or Bola A. Tinubu or Bola Ahmed Tinubu are in fact the same person. And I'm looking at, what is being said there. This is question 14. I'm going back to June 27, 1979 diploma. That is attached to Exhibit 2. You didn't prepare this diploma? Answer, no. Do you know who prepared this diploma? Answer, no. And are you speculating that the diploma is in the files because it wasn't picked up? Correct. So why would Mr. Tinubu in Nigeria roll order a diploma and not ask that it be sent to him? That is on number 24. And then he goes on to say again, by Miss Liu, she wasn't the president of the university in 1979. Mr. Addison say, objection, ask and answer. The witness, she is correct, and that is correct. And she wasn't the president in 2022, correct. Also signed by Neva Lubin by the Board of Trustee, correct. Mr. Dr. Lubin was the Board of Trustee in 1979. Remember I told you that, Tinubu might not just be going through with this alone. There are individuals that are ready also to take him on board for including their details onto what we now know as the biggest fraud certificate of a president.
Wow. So, you remember last week we were talking about the fact that they were saying a university, is it a nursing university or a nursing college
in Ibadan, yes. Yeah, the UK Center for Nursing will have to review all the 210 students that are their test here because of the fraud that took place at that particular test center.
It's not a good thing at all. I don't think it's a good thing. But, well, in Africa, somebody say it's a minor issue. Let's forget about it. Let's move on. But if you look at the international reputation of Nigeria, that is at stake. People will say, no, something has to be done about it. But wherever you are, listeners, it is Star Radio. Okay, 16 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds there. Mohbad, police has arrested Naira Marley, and if you go on all the international media, from the BBC to CNN to everywhere, they all captured it because of Naira Marley's popularity. Now,
Well, the news filtered out quickly, like you said, and this is a case that has a lot of interest. Remember that music has a huge interest, huge influence, when it comes to not just, especially with the Afrobeat that is literally, pulling out the strings across, the world. Yes, you're right. Naira Marley is now, in the Nigerian police custody. We hope that, it can be as just as saying, Dezeni, Alison Madueke, came to the court and then questioned and then had a bail condition, which has now been his bail. But police have detained Naira Marley, like you said there, and I've seen, Naira Marley's video as he was touching down at the Muritala Mohammed Airport. Remember that Sami Larry was also detained. I'm going to come back to Naira Marley. Let's quickly talk about, Sam Larry. Sam Larry, from information coming to my desk, there's a lot of pressure to get him out of the police custody. The question is, would he be coming out anytime soon? We would have to wait, as his other colleagues that have been also, remember Naira Marley says, hope he will get what we call security if he has to return to Nigeria. I believe that we don't know what has happened between his legal team for him to have returned back to Nigeria to clear the air. And that's the picture of Naira Marley there. But what we can confirm now is the Lagos State confirmed that Tuesday night, they have now taken into custody the controversial singer known as Aziz Fashola, alias Naira Marley. Naira Marley was based here in the UK before he returned back to Nigeria. He had a lot of trouble with the police here. It's not new that he was also had a lot of problems. Up to 124 times, Naira Marley had what we called contact between the UK police and himself. He returned back to Nigeria. He's doing very well in music. He signed Mobad last year, but it seems that things fall apart. And like they said, a lot of things have been said. I listened to the interview he granted, where he kept on saying he had nothing to do with the death of Mobad. He had a lot of recordings that he had with Mobad as Mobad was trying to become a suicider. He actually said in that particular clip that I listened to, why would Mobad go out there and put a wrong narrative that if anything happened to him, they should hold Naira Marley label. And Mobad said, well, he was just doing what he has to do. But this has to be something that is going to take a long time to resolve, the reason why Mobad died and who was behind it as well.
Well, we hope that, like what is happening in the US, where Tupac Shakur, after 27 years, has now somehow been apprehended. We hope that the same thing happens. Whoever did it, if it's not Naira Marley, whoever might have had a hand in there should be, brought to justice. Listen, let's start Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 2 killed as last month official driver crash. What's happening there?
Well, the former Minister of Information, Works and Housing, I'm sure you remember Fashola, the former governor as well, under the former President Muhammadu Buhari for 8 years. Well, he said we should stop using the word "may Nigeria not happen to us." Well, the question is, yes, we pray that even may UK not happen to us. Even we pray that may America not happen to us. May anywhere where we are not happen to us. But it depends on wherever you are, because if things happen, it is already a week today that we lost a very beautiful young, girl in Croydon area. But I'm sure the country will be rallying around, the family, the system will be rallying out with this same family as well. Just as we said before we go to that particular story, because I want to link these. On Sunday, the 1st of October, right by Gate Cambridge Road, North London, we lost another young man to stabbing. Less than 12 hours ago at Cole Abbott Lane in Brixton, a 22-year-old has been stabbed to death. These are crimes that are not meant to happen in the society, but the system will be there to make sure that these sort of crimes can be curbed, and also these sort of crimes, the families of those that have been affected will be taken care of. Now, let's go back to Lagos State. Will this family be taken care of where 2 individuals were killed as last LASTMA is just like, one other body set up in Lagos State to control traffic and all that. But we have seen and heard so many times they have committed more crime to humanity. Yesterday, the LASTMA official and driver clash, local government office have now been raised down because of this. Angry youth on Tuesday raised the facility at the Isolo Local Council Development Area Office building in Okota, Lagos State, following the death of the two yet to be identified persons who were said to have died after a scuffle involving the officials of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, a policeman and a driver in the Agor Palace area of Isolo. The incident happened just about 9 o'clock yesterday, and yet to be identified driver allegedly tried to escape after a traffic infraction. Eyewitness said the LASTMA official, aided by the policeman, chased the motorist, and the eyewitness gave his name as Usman, said the LASTMA official that chased the driver, one of the law enforcement officers, was dragging the steering. This is known in Nigeria, dragging the steering with the driver, and because of that, the driver lost control, rammed into some passengers, and 4 people died for something that should not have occurred.
Well, it is quite worrying when we hear all that thing, sad things happening there. And when we say, may Nigeria not happen to you, they say we don't have to say that. Well, wherever you are, like Yomi said, may that not happen to you. But our law enforcement agencies, like the NSAS, that's what brought about the NSAS, because they were becoming unruly. Well, what happened there? It is not coming away from Star Radio UK. 11:23 at the time, who allow Yomi to bring you the rest of the stories making the rounds. Over to you, sir.
Well, as we touch on one or two, and later on at 1800 hours, we would have a lot to discuss. 23 oil blocks failed to produce crude, according to the federal government. No fewer than 23 oil blocks that are managed by international and local oil companies, which are under the crude oil production sharing contract with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, failed to produce crude or were inactive, according to the federal government. It disclosed this in the latest oil and gas industry report for 2021 released by the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, an agency of the federal government. It stated that the blocks failed to produce crude oil in the year under review. We go back again and look at more of those headlines as Akwa Ibom PDP debunks the social media report of celebrating Tinubu's alleged certificate. Well, not a very good news again in Nigeria as the Niger State boat accident and the victims' names. The Niger State Emergency Management Agency today have now released the names and photos of some of the recovered bodies of the victims of the boat accident. The question is, we must continue to put in the measures and the safety when people are using this kind of, mode of transportation. According to the NESIMA spokesperson, Hussein Ibrahim, who spoke on the telephone, said one of them, Mona Ezekiel, was from Kebbi State, while Daudu Hassan Kasibu were all from Niger State. Ibrahim also disclosed that 2 more bodies have been recovered from the river to this morning, and they will make their names available as soon as they get the details. Well, what actually happened was the boat which was carrying passengers going from Kasubu village in Agwara local government area of Niger State to Yuru, Kebbi State, capsized due to the heavy rains and the wind on Monday. The question is, if the safety has been put and factored in, this individual's life will still be with us today. But again, may Nigeria not happen to us. Well, let's go into 17 independent power distributor, get 10 licenses and 10 operational. Let's hope this will make more impact for electricity distribution network. According to the federal government, have now issued licenses to 17 independent electricity distribution network operator, among which 10 are currently operational, according to the government yesterday. This was disclosed in the 2022 Market Competition Report that was released yesterday by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, an agency of the federal government. We go back again and take you straight before to the social media as one of those that died yesterday at that particular story in Isolo was a pregnant lady. Just as we lost, the lawyer in December through a happy trigger police officer as well. Well, new minimum wage may be negotiated to 100,000 or 200,000, according to the Nigerian Labour Congress. Remember that they've already pulled off what we call the strike, while they will have to wait for another 30 days before knowing what next. We would not go to ask for 65,000 naira. We go for a realistic amount, because 65,000 is just $70, which is not up to a minimum wage. This is coming from the Nigerian Labour Congress. Says the new minimum wage may be negotiated to 100 to 200,000, owing to the rise cost of living. While the union and the Trade Union Congress TUC had planned to go on strike yesterday, owing to the impact of what we call the fuel subsidy, they shelved it following a meeting with the government authorities in Abuja. The president and the team have actually said that we will add 35,000 naira, but that is only going to last for 6 months. What happened after 6 months? According to the president, NLC Joe Ajaero, the move was to give the government time to fulfill its part of the agreement reached with the organized labor, adding that 35,000 naira wage award part of the government offer is not the new minimum wage, which he said may be up to 200,000. So there's still a lot of work between the NLC and the federal government. Lots and lot of reaction coming from the case of Bola Tinubu forged certificate. And as many says, anyone that comes out in defense of this brazen criminality must be treated like a common criminal by all well-meaning Nigerians. Ruben Abati, Osita Okechukwu have all identified themselves this morning. Don't let them get away with attempt to gaslight us. Well, this individual says the aiding and abetting a crime, big offense, accomplice to certificate forger and drug lord is also coming there from some of those responding this morning. Well, this one says this Tinubu house of card is actually collapsing. So let's take more from what is happening and what is trending on the social media this morning. But the main topic and conversation that we're going to be talking about later on at 6 o'clock is, would this make any changes to the Supreme Court? I'm talking about the article bringing out what we call. Let's take to what Simon Ekpa says. Give her a shout out. She has the spirit of Susu. You can't intimidate her to come to your level, to your evil and terrorist government. And I believe she's talking about the current ambassador to Finland to Nigeria. Again, some of those trending this morning. It seems that Chicago State University is not going anywhere. Almost 126,000 this morning. There's another one that says the CSU, which stands for the Chicago State University, at 108,000. I'm not sure why chloroquine. I don't know whether you've used it before, Mr. Archie. Is one of those medication that you take in Nigeria. You know, if you're having a bit of itch, and sometimes there could be, yeah, very, very bitter. You got it right. Shetima is trending. Naira Marley is trending. We've told you the reason why, and we pray that there will be justice for Mohbad and justice for every Nigerian across as well. Agop Palace, where the incident happened at the local government in Isolo, is also trending. We've given you the reason for that. Reno Mokere is trending, but as many sticks to the Chicago State University. So let's take off to one or two more of the what Nigerians are saying this morning. Once again, will Tinubu be sacked, jailed, over for Chicago State University? We will have to wait from the Supreme Court outcome. But this morning, so many conversation is still on the Chicago State University. I can't say how many we have to read out, but all I will say is that later on at 6 o'clock, we will have the ample time to discuss all that. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Well, listeners, Mr. Oladipo Ekipo, you bringing you the best in everything that you need to know when it comes to Nigeria. Well, the certificate issue is making lots of grounds. But if you want to know, this evening he says, we're going to be looking at that. Shami, you Ademi says, good morning, Mr. Koike, and the rest of the team. Yes, good morning. We hope you are doing very, very well. What is your take, Shami, you about the certificate release? I do think that it's a minor issue. Let's forget about it. But if you, Shami, if you have applied for a job, and then your boss is find out later on that the certificate that you brought was a fake one.
Or that you cooked your CV.
You cooked your CV. Would you want to still be in your job, or the president be showing the door, someone will say, so far so good. He's been doing a good job. Look at all the structure that is putting in place. Maybe he didn't have certificate, but he's got a place, whatever that. Well, that's not going to come your way, as Yomi said, exactly at 18 hours or 6 p.m. Local time. But Yomi, a quick one on this. Oil blocks failing to produce food. What are we talking about there, Yomi?
Well, you wonder why they are not producing any crude oil, and but again, most of the oil blocks have been either given to friends, families, during the military time, and even up to some of the government. We're talking about 23 oil blocks failed to produce crude oil. What could be the reason why they failed? If the effort is successful, the company will be subject to pay. PSC is an arrangement or contract where contracted oil company undertakes to fund the operation to explore and develop and produce petroleum within the concession area under the oil prospecting license and for an agreed numbers of years. Could we say that there's no oil in that particular area? Or is it just, again, the oil has been sucked out and we've been told we couldn't get anything out? Because I'm not too sure whether, this information that we've just been given is really, really a confirmed one. But the account could be Federal Inland Revenue says, while proceeds from the sale of the profit oil are remitted directly to the federal government, sometimes we know that these individuals that own these oil blocks try almost everything not to pay back, to the Nigerian government. The total production from the PSC, which was about 242.96 million barrels, represent 42.9% of the total production of 516.13 million barrels. So you can tell that, if the 23 are not producing, the rest are producing. The question is, are they returning the money back? Remember that the same crude oil is where 5 billion of Nigerian money during Abacha never returned back to the country.
Well, interesting. So, they might be producing crude oil, but they decide, you know what? We tell them that we didn't produce anything, so we're not paying for nothing. We don't pay taxes, we're not paying anything. And they go scot-free. But what do you think? Let us meet this evening exactly at 18 hours from Solai, because he will be bringing you Niger voices. Tell me before you go.
Well, tonight, should the president resign with this new development, or should the Supreme Court decide? The question is, if this was a normal society, civilized society, with this kind of exposition, resignation will have taken place. But will this happen in Africa, the most populous black nation? Join me tonight at 6 p.m. where we review every details of this new development of what we are now receiving. As Mr. Celeb Westberg says, the register of the Chicago State University says under oath that Mr. Tinubu's certificate dated June 22, 1979 and tendered to INEC on June 17, 2022 was not issued by the school or its administration. Could therefore be, administrator could therefore not be able to authenticate its source. The question is, who designed that certificate for the president today, as at the time it was tendered just last year, June 17? He had enough time to have received the proper certificate before June 17, but he failed to do so. I'm not sure whether a place called Oluwole in Lagos is still operating, but Oluwole operated for a very, very long time somewhere in Lagos Island for so much fraudulent document. Star Radio UK, I'll come back to you now in the studio.
Thank you very much, Yomi. We'll catch up later. Right then. Listeners, so do you think that Tinubu should just fall on his sword? Well, because he was saying that, no, I don't want a transcript or the certificate to be released because it will be dangerous and destructive to my...
The question is, Mokiyami First Bank, Salafia Lewa, Otojo Meta. Wàhálà ti wà fún Tinubu báyọ̀ lọ. Jagaba! Kí lẹ máa sọ sí báyìí? Jagaban! ẹ̀yin ti Jagaban kílẹ̀ báwo la ṣe fẹ́ dé pẹ̀lú problem yìí báyìí nísìn mo ìdẹ̀ tí ọ̀ndà kò dẹ̀ tí yé mi báyìí ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni Jagaban ṣe fẹ́ bọ́ nínú wàhálà tó wà nílẹ̀ báyìí ẹ kílẹ̀ rò. Excuse me sir àbẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ excuse me sir Yorùbá mo fẹ́ sọ kó lè bá dùn dáadáa ẹni tó bá gbọ́ Yorùbá ẹ má bínú kí lẹ rò kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí Tinubu ló dálẹ̀ báyìí nísìn bàbá Jagaban ṣé dé tó ń ti ṣe fídíò bàbá Jagaban dáàdì mi bóyè máyùn gbé ṣé máyùn gbé ni ó rà pé the last time ẹ correct me ẹni Koiki má máa sọ pé máyùn gbà kí ló jẹ́ máyùn gbà má bọ orúkọ jẹ́ fún mi o ṣé máyùn gbé ni ṣé mo pronounce ẹ dáadáa ẹ bá ń fi sí comment section sà bàbá Jagaban kí ló dálẹ̀ báyìí nísìn Tinubu ti dá ọmọ fóònù mélòó mò ń lò lọ́wọ́ 1 2 3 4 5 6 ilẹ̀ kún rẹpẹtẹ ṣé ká sọ English náà pẹ̀lú ẹ ká kárí àwọn èèyàn kan ní Mr. Koiki let's start wotowoto èmi kọ́ ni máa start wotowoto Nigerians ló máa start wotowoto wọ́n ti ní kí n ṣọ́tọ̀ ojoojúmọ́ lẹ̀ ń bú mi bàbá Jagaban I need to support Yorùbá nation support Yorùbá nation na abuse na they abuse me every day ẹ̀yin tèmi kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ náà kí n dá para díẹ̀ mo kúkú níṣẹ́ I no get job now ìyá mi Táíwò Kíkẹ́ Prince Jeje man ṣó wà ń bẹ̀ how you dey now my brother ojoojúmọ́ lẹ ti ní kí n shut up Koiki shut up go and find a job you no get job if you get job you go come dey talk like this every day the person wey get job and the person wey ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sọ fẹ́ni tó wà London pé kó lọ wáṣẹ́ ṣé mo sọ fún yín pé mo ní ìdíṣẹ́ 20 something years mo fi ń fa gbùrù nílùú yìí iṣẹ́ mẹ́ta iṣẹ́ méjì iṣẹ́ márùn kọ́lọ̀ kó ṣàánú wa eléyìí tí mo wá gbé dání nísìnyí go and find a job find something to do ẹ jẹ́ ká start ẹ wá ní kí n lọ wáṣẹ́ ta ló fẹ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ who wan talk to me àbẹ́ ẹ̀ fẹ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ comment gbogbo yẹn kàn wò mí ni ẹ wò mí ẹ fẹ́ comment Jagaban Buhari náà ní certificate náà kí ló tẹ̀ ní kí Tinubu lọ forge certificate just give us your WAEC ìyẹn náà ti tó go forge certificate kí ni Mr. Abraham sọ we don tell Jagaban now to support Yorùbá nation he refuse tell me he support Yorùbá nation tẹ̀lé láti ilé ìgan rẹ̀ mo ti ní láti pọ̀ I think I need to wash it kí n gbé sẹ́yìn mi Jagaban bàbá Jagaban kí ló dálẹ̀ báyìí ní sọ́kọ̀ máa jẹ́ kí everybody máa and Yoruba people are meant to be very very well educated people how did we get to where people are now forging their certificate which kind of nonsense be this now ẹ rántí pé that was almost the same thing tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ọmọ èyí máa dín dòdò ẹ̀jẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀gì ibi tí mo ti fẹ́ dín dòdò ẹ̀jẹ̀ ìjọba pàdé àná ní ìṣẹ̀jẹ̀ ká dín dòdò sọ̀rọ̀ má bínú sọ́rí òróró yẹn kọ́kọ́ gbá díẹ̀ nù òróró yẹn bá ti gbá bàbá Jagaban. These are some of the new wares that is being produced somewhere in America, so you'll be hearing more of them, and I'm being sent a couple of them. So a lot has been sent to me with my new like this. So Itimo Wanijo Sunday now, they've sent few to me. So they want me to start looking very smart in Yoruba Nation as the ambassador for Yoruba people. So these ones are produced in America. This is good for the winter. You know me, I have this one. This was produced in UK by one of my brother in Manchester. I need to tell him to give me another one. You need to produce another one. You see, with this, Yoruba Nation and Koiki Media. So, and I'm the brand ambassador for Yoruba Nation. Me and Igboho and Baba Akintoye and Yoruba World Media and Yoruba Home Based Media and the YSDA. So, shall I like it? Shall I like it? Bye. Make her bring out this full original. Shall I like it? Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ wà lórí live show pẹ̀lú mi. So this is produced by, Omoluabi Apparel. Hashtag Omoluabi Apparel. So they're going to be sending me more. I'm going to be putting them on. God is there, your back. Thank you so much. Let's talk about it. What is your plan for Yoruba National? What is my plan? It's not my plan. Are you not Yoruba as well? It's everybody's plan. It's everybody's plan now. The plan is when we have a country of our own, we can design things, we can start, talking properly, not the Nigeria, which is fake. Okay, like it, Yami Wura. And you can order from it as well on their website, which will be telling you the website as well. It's called the Apparel. And it's very, very nice. Anything from abroad is always like, even when they send second-hand clothes come Nigeria, it still go smell abroad. I remember when I was in Nigeria, it might be when my mom sent, clothes from London, I go to smell and, London. Do you have the same feeling? London. There's this kind of smell from this outfit I want to show you. So this is brand new. I don't know if you feel like they have it in different colors and all that. So we must continue to, I don't say, you guys are doing this so that to make money. Hey. Ben Yami Wura, each time I receive clothes from my mom when I was in Nigeria, I always smell it. Because it's got this kind of London smell. So, not everyone plan is your guys planning. Oh yeah, definitely. Continue to stay in Nigeria and let Nigeria work for you. That's not my problem, not here. Your problem is not my problem. If you want Nigeria, keep to Nigeria. Alafia and the family Lori. I think I should connect my Roda mic so that I can me dada. This is my Roda mic. Hello, mic check. Koiki Media is here talking about Bola Tinubu. Jagaba! Buhari no get certificate. Let's even say something. Taloniki Tinubu submit a fake certificate. Why submit fake certificate? Buhari was there. He only gave us fake. Because what Buhari tender going on? What did Buhari tender? And you, PhD holder, you cannot be president. You cannot be governor. You cannot be senator. Matiba ipe mo gbe ogede sórí òróró sórí noke. Make her play something. Make her feel my play láti bí bá kí gbogbo lè enjoy it. Èyí fẹ́ lọ dín dòdò. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n jẹun lánàá kíákíá. So let me find something. What should we play? Okay, let me play Baba Akintoye. Professor Banji Akintoye. Ẹ má bínú because the laptop is right behind me. So ẹ má bínú. I know it's not appropriate like this. Banji Akintoye. He spoke. Àwọn bàbá yẹn wọ́n kàwé rẹpẹtẹ. No fake result. A máa dúpẹ́ pàwọn ní bàbá tó fún wa ní fake result. Hey, Baba Akintoye. Imagine say you don't say you be professor and we can't find out say na fake. Hey, àwọn èèyàn máa knock me off. Koiki kò tán yín. With the fake certificate, nothing will still happen to him. It is Nigeria now, Michwe. I know. That's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Somebody, Yami Wuni, that is how Dubai produce things in the country. Okay. So nothing is going to happen with Tinubu. He will still be the president for the next 4 years. Don't talk about 8 years. He's only there for 4 years. So let me give us, Baba Akintoye spoke at a particular event because I need to go and fry dodo. So listen to this, enjoy it. While I come back, it is Sarah reporter that owns it. So how they come? So when I come back, then we continue. Listen, you can't say, but listen. It is their duty
to know the nature of
I want to set up my light on. I'm saving electricity.
And it is their duty to guide and govern it in ways that are suitable for the nature of that country. If you do not do that, you will find the country going to pieces in your hand. The architect is an artist who designs a house and does not take cognizance of the important factors in the circumstance. We build a house that will collapse. What type of soil do you have? What type of material is available? of the weakness, the failings, the disastrous failings of leaders in our country is that our leaders have never really asked themselves, what kind of country do we have? And how do we put it together to achieve success? The result is that we have gone from the very highest of our it is
Big man, no, they chop.
to be wondered
I have to chop 3
how
eggs.
much more a country can take
How
in
much
this
more?
country than Nigeria has taken.
How much more can a country take like Nigeria? Now 3 egg me go chop now. What do you expect? Big man like me go to chop 2 egg. Greg J.S. Master said Nigeria is not going anywhere. I didn't know that too. Okay, Mr. Perry. Good afternoon, everyone. Big man go chop 3 egg. You will see the cap made in Dubai. America a lot that is send us in me. So it's a new thing that they are doing. They're working on so many of these. It's also like a promotion for the Yoruba nation. So you see that, Omoluabi apparel. Again, the Yoruba nation has a lot of online radio. I don't know, maybe some of you know about that. Download the apps, Yoruba Nation Radio. They have the Ilana Radio apps. Then we also have what runs Mutipano and Abinu because I have to save electricity. Mutindido do anyway. Then also we have a lot of online platforms. We have the Yoruba World Media. Yoruba World Media is the one that capture a lot of what Yoruba people are talking about. They tell you for me, I want you to be seeing the background like that. Some people don't like this Oyolokun. I don't know why. It's like a problem for them. So I'm going to play that video back. Do you think Nigeria is going to work? Put in the comment section. Me and
Before it breaks up. So I have seen this country succeed a lot. In 1982, I was a young senator.
Listen. Don't watch this one. Listen. Why are you looking at
I
this
was
one?
also an academic.
This is
And as a result of the combination of
this is the way I want break Nigeria. I'm a bad guy. This is the way I want break Nigeria. Break the yoke. I don't want to make a breaker. She make a break the last one. Yes or no? Take him for Mr. Tony Aegis. Take him for the last one. The last one, you shake him for spiritually. Take him for. How many people want to make a breaker? How many people want Nigeria to break? If you want Nigeria to break and you want me to break this egg, 1 minute. I'll go come, make a go put the dodo for fire. I dey come. Oh yeah. Hey, you don't think we're looking now? What is it? Shh. I think about fire and don't say shh. Oh yeah, come. Take a break the last one. I want your damn alone. Kini badi mi so, ìyá mi bolu ati fe. Oh yeah, can break it. I want only can break oh. I think some people won't want to make a break up. How many people want me to break the last egg? This is Nigeria. We want to break it. I broken 2. Bishop Amata say break am. Are you sure, Mr. Bishop? You be Bishop now. Bishop no they say make somebody break something no. Ego me triple DRS. Dodoma ti di meji. Yemi Fatoke. Okay, let's put it this way. Anywhere in Southeast, you want to make a break Nigeria? This is Nigeria. In Southeast. I don't break 2. 2 day here. Right now I say break am. Hey, yeah. TikTok people know what make a break am. They love Nigeria. Ìyá mi Títí Lọ́pẹ́ Ọlọ́jọ́. Sọ̀rọ̀ ni. She make a break the last one. Make a break Nigeria. Make a break am. Go in. Eléyìí ọ̀gá break am. Don't waste my time. Waste time. Koiki máa jù kan fún ẹ láti. Máa jù kan fún ẹ láti orí screen o. Break am, make me free. Ìfẹ́ Olúwa ní break am jọ. Mr. Tony Aegis fast jare. Oh yeah. Break the bombo clap country. So when we now break them, unfortunately, in an office see the egg. So when you break them, what happened is, when people are saying, when you break Nigeria, what is going to happen? Well, you cannot see the egg, but everybody will stay separately. But today, the reason why we are in trouble is when they do like that. Everything is mixed now. That is Nigeria now. So we must separate it. We must separate them, because right now, everything is on one go. This is content, Abby. You love this kind of content. You want me to make people laugh. This is Nigeria. This is how British cook Nigeria. Prepare Nigeria like that. Prepare. Everything was separate. Though. Make I go look my plantain. Everything was separate. Igbo was like that. Yoruba was like that. Hausa was like that. British said, no. I don't like this. During the empire, during the colonial time, they said no. Mumbo, oh yeah, Mr. Babakito, it goes okay, Mumbo.
I was invited by the Republic of South Korea to give a lecture as part of the installation of their newly elected president in 1982. And I was to talk about the growing relationship between South Korea and Nigeria.
What happened, sir?
And all I could say.
Mumbo, Baba. So what happened is, British people now they come mix everybody, mix us. Oh yeah, fight Igbo people now bastard. Fight Yoruba people, they be Omali. Fight Hausa people, they be one way they chop money. Fight everybody. So they put everybody together. 361 ethnic group. Put us together. Fight each other, abuse each other. And one day, one Yoruba man become president, and we can't find out say now the certificate now forged. But Buhari said no get result. I don't know whether Jonathan get result, because we told say Jonathan a PhD. Fight each other. Come on the social media. This is what the British did. They put us together like this, and they can't say fight each other. Listen to Babakito. Maybe I go find my head.
Was of pride in my country. We were so far ahead of those people. All the rulers were there in the hall as I did in the Institute of International Relations and National Security as I delivered my lecture. And I was telling them, it is not only oil that we can sell to you, there is a lot we can teach you. For instance, we have built some of the best, most successful universities in the third world. We have built one of the most respected medical schools on earth. We have succeeded in developing our agricultural products and become one of the greatest producers in the world. Nigeria was the greatest producer of groundnuts in the world, the largest producer of palm oil in the world. It's the second largest producer of cocoa in the world. We have a lot to teach you. My country, Nigeria, has a lot to teach you. Today, South Korea is at least 1,000 years ahead of Nigeria. Nigerian leaders have succeeded in taking the wealth and the potentialities, the human material wealth and the potentialities of Nigeria, and produced one of the desperately poor countries on earth. That is what we have done as leaders of our country. And why have we come to this condition? It is because our leaders have never really asked themselves, what kind of country do we have? What are its capabilities and possibilities and potentialities? What are its weaknesses? How do we manage the weaknesses? How do we accentuate the strengths? We've never done that. People go into politics because, it is a profitable thing to be in politics. It's also, it gives you ability, some chance to show yourself and become a prominent citizen and make money and become a great man. That's why our leaders go into politics these days.
When we have, slow down, Baba. You're going too fast, sir. When we have our own nation, the way we British put us together, that's what I'm doing right now. They put everybody, before we did chop sardine, before we go chop sardine, chop everything, chop sardine. We get water for they get granite for north. We get water for Apapa. We get water for Ondo. The Igbo people get water. They don't destroy them. That was why they killed, what was that activist that they killed? Called, Ido Michael Moke. Kini Babatok Panye. Ni Ken Saro-Wiwa was actually murdered because he said that the crude oil, they're using it to disturb, whatever, the fishery line, the river line in that side of the, country. So, again, this one are 3 fish. Make a first pour the, so, this again is Nigeria. Before, we did separate. This one now, I will start with Hausa people. It don't the break. This is Hausa people. The northern part of Nigeria. It stays separate. They are enjoying. They get granite. They get everything. Everybody's enjoying. Everybody has different ways. They will go buy granite from them. They go buy cocoa from us. The Igbo go do business. The Igbo can live anywhere. They go live in the, the northern region. Everybody was separate. British say, you, why not they live separate? Put them there. Say, that one no good though. Why you no good? Maybe the two go stay together. We thought we have a territory divided. That one no work. The next thing, they carry another fish. No break. These one are the Igbo people. They move them like that. Igbo, they say, we don't want to go inside that ego. We don't want to go inside that ego. Not push us inside that ego. I don't like the northerners. I feel marry them. I feel do business. But not put us together. The colonial time say, why you no want to go inside? Go inside now. If you go inside, it's better for you now. I say, if I go inside, they go marginalize me. They go marginalize me. They not go let me be who I want be. They say, no worry. When the two of you did together, it go work. The northern say, come. Igbo people, come. Okay, let's try it. They enter. The Yoruba say they get very intelligent. They be very intelligent people. Now put us together. They talk to our people. I don't know what happened before 1914. As they put us all together, hey, the Yoruba people, they say, we don't want to go with Igbo people. They go take Lagos. They go take Ondo. They go take Akure. They said, no worry. No, we don't speak the same language. We don't speak the same language. We are different. Me, when I want to go out, I go wear agbada. Igbo people know they wear agbada. Hausa people know they wear agbada. They say, no matter. No worry, nobody. Tell them to learn about your culture. I say, they feel learn Yoruba culture. Igbo people come in and they go speak Yoruba better than Yoruba person. I wish we feel live together. Mo ti kúrò lórí dodo. Dodo no get bond. Ìyá mi kan fẹ́ ológun jẹ́ ẹ̀ka sọ́mà. Mo ti yọ dodo, mo ti paná dodo. So they say, okay, may we stay together. Baba Akintoye come, they say, hey. They can't put everybody together. They can't add ororo, add everything. They can't mix them again. Say, which kind of job be this? Baba Akintoye, continue the talk. Make I go fry the egg.
With a man who was determined to find out the direction that Nigeria should go in a systematic, almost scientific way. I'm referring to Tifawolowo. When he came out of prison in 1967 and he was determined to go back into politics, a number of us young people decided to both come together and surround him and give him our services. He was working for the greatest of Nigeria in a systematic, I say, almost scientific manner. That's how to rule a country. That's how to govern a country. You have a country of many nationalities. These are not immigrants into Nigeria, recent immigrants. The Yoruba, the Igbo, the Hausa, and so on, are thousands of years old on this
Mo ń bọ̀ ń fẹ́ kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo fi pọ́ọ̀sì ni o.
prerequisite for Nigeria at all, not for development. I'm talking of the existence of Nigeria. If Nigeria does not take steps urgently to restructure itself and return to a federal system, the kind of federal system that we saw in the 1950s and up to 1965, Nigeria is very likely to break up.
Did you hear that? Nigeria is so likely to break up. Make I remove my fish. So when some of you are saying that Nigeria is not going to break, the question is, what do you think and why do you think it's not going to break? Is it because we are doing the right thing? Or is it because we are doing the wrong thing? Ask yourself, share and share the right thing, because never had echo break. That means we must be doing the right thing. So let's go back and listen to Baba Akintoye. Baba, àgbáyà dalẹ̀ fún wa, a máa rí yín ní gbogbo ìgbà ni. Inú wa máa ń dùn tá bá ń gbóhùn yín. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè.
That's my assessment of the situation. I'm a historian. I also happen to have been in your politics. But I talk from what I know. I don't say that your country cannot break up. It can break up. Any country can break up. The Soviet Union had the most feared government on earth. By the middle of the 19th century, of the past century, the Soviet Union had the most feared government on earth. In 1982, I was in the Soviet Union as a visitor, and they took me to various parts of that country. I was in Tashkent in Uzbekistan for a few days, and I saw that the people were scared of the Kremlin. That was 1982. Less than 10 years later, those people who were scared of the Kremlin were already an independent country, no longer part of the Soviet Union. Any country can break up, and we must make sure that this country does not break up. The first thing to do that our leaders must do is that they must sit down expeditiously and restructure this country. We have no business being what we are now. The United Nations says we are one of the poorest and most unequal countries on earth. Some young Nigerians wrote a paper and submitted to the United Nations in 2008. You know what they wrote in it? They said the international boundaries of Nigeria constitute a circle within which nothing can grow or prosper. Nigerian young men are writing that about their country. And
Don't worry.
because
I'm not going to eat in front of you, but I'm just going to show you that if we divide Nigeria, okay, this is my egg. Remember the egg we started with. This is my plantain. So when we divide Nigeria, don't worry, I cannot finish it. It's too much for me, even though I wanted 3. But I love it like that because I can have it later. So what we are saying is divide this country. Igbo, say like this. Yoruba like this. Hausa like this. So me, I want only Yoruba one now. I don't want to be in the country with Nigeria, with Igbo. No. Let them have their border. Hausa have their border. Everybody have their own border. Okay? But for now, we are having problem because we are in this union that is not working. It's dragging us back. It's dragging us back. It's dragging us back. And that's why we cannot eat 3 square meal. That is why we cannot eat proper meal. That is why we are not growing economic, security, welfare, healthcare. It's because of all this problem. You put everybody together. We are fighting each other. Divide it. Share. Let's divide it. Let everybody say separately. Okay? So now I'm going to be having my meal behind. Baba Akintoye still have about 4 minutes. So
our leaders have made a mess. We may blame the army. You can say, oh, the military, they came and they concocted everything together and they destroyed all local initiatives and brought everything together and created. That's what they knew. I am not one of those who keep keep blaming the military. I don't blame the military anymore. You don't ask from the people
You
what
have
they
this
can
one.
give. That's what they can give.
Lucky too.
They gave it.
Lucky too.
They thought it was good. We now know it is not good. We knew it was not good at the beginning, and we know it is not good. We civilian leaders all after we took over from the military to have said thank you young men, or thank you boys, thank you our soldiers, you've done your best, but your best is not what is good for our country. So we now go back to what is good for our country. That's what leaders do. That's what leaders do. We have no business being poor. We are a rich country. We are one of the richest countries on earth. In material and human resources, we are one of the richest countries on earth. Our leaders have taken all the wealth, all the God-given wealth, and produced poverty from it. So the answer is clear. As far as Nigeria is concerned, if the leadership of Nigeria wants to regard themselves as leaders, we need to get together very, very quickly, restructure this country, and let each section of the country develop its own resources and produce wealth for its own people. If we continue to go as we are going, this country, how much more can the country take than we are taking? Nigerians are now killing one another. Nigerians are killing one another. And some section of the country is now saying we must control everything, and so on and so forth. One fellow wrote a paper that was circulated in 2014. It's chilling reading. He said we must control Nigeria. We must be ruled. We must the British by. He said Allah through the British. I'm quoting him because I know the words by heart. It frightens me when I read it, so I had to memorize it. He said, Allah, through the British, gave us Nigeria in 1960 to rule and to do with as we please. And since 1960, we have been doing that, and we intend to continue. And if anybody tries to take that power from us, we shall kill, maim, destroy, and turn this country into the greatest refugee camp and bloodbath on the African continent. And the rest of you can grumble as much as you like. It doesn't change anything. That's 2014. That's the type of country we have come to. We don't have to come to that type of country. We can create a better country. And our leaders need to know that they are the artists painting the picture bad. They are the architects designing the house wrongly. They are the destroyers of our country. And they need to get together and get it done quickly. Thank you very much.
Oh, the first day that we signed up for Monday.com, our department was already able to connect our processes,
So,
our software. Actually,
you did listen
everything
to-
into one central.
No. Professor Banji there. That was a video of almost, that video was 5 years ago. Now, let me give you his latest update. The one he had with the media on Wednesday last week. I think I should have it. No, I think we should listen to this, our father that spoke to us on Saturday, another professor. So I'm gonna,
wọ́n pè é ní professor of mathematics bí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ akọ̀wé pé wádùn fún ti ẹ̀dẹ̀dá pé ká máa gbé wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò yẹn aago mẹ́kọ́ nǹkan tó fọ́ ní láti náà tí à ń wá ní òkè.
mẹ́ta ló wà nílé rẹ̀ lọ́rùn.
kí gbogbo àwọn tí ó ti àtẹ̀kùn ẹ̀ wá.
sọ nìkan púpọ̀ ẹ̀ pé ó wọ 80%. nítorí
no,
náà
this was
olùṣe mo
questions
gbàgbà
and
pé
answer. No, not that one. It might be not. I want to go back to Papa Kitoye's one. All right, let me go on the word media and get that. Let's go on the word media. Professor Kitoye's speech 6 days ago, yeah.
ṣé ń gbọ́ mi.
Mo kí ìjọ tá a bá dẹ̀ máa ní Yorùbá Nation declaration wa tí àwọn tá a máa gbé flag wa dání happily síwájú gbogbo ayé kì í ṣe ní ṣe ní kọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo ojú ayé láti máa ṣe. Ẹ̀yin náà lè máa wo àti máa sọ fún aráyé pé nǹkan bá ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ nílé o. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ Yorùbá homeland or home based media. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín náà ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn ní mídíà tí wọ́n sí ní agbo kankan tí wọ́n wà independent. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ọlọ́run ti fún wa ṣe Ọlọ́run àbá parí ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìjọ àtayọ̀. The news is that the Yoruba Nation self-determination struggle is growing stronger, bigger, more confident. Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n ṣe wàhálà nílé lọ́sàn-án lóru. Àwọn youth wa tán kóra jọ tán káàkiri láti àdúgbò dé àdúgbò, láti ìletò dé ìletò, láti ilé dé ilé ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí wọ́n ń ṣe wàhálà yẹn káàkiri. Wọ́n ní ọmọ kan tó ń jẹ́ Òmeyọ̀, òun ni lídà àwọn gbòkè ọmọ mi, òkú iṣẹ́ o. Bá mi kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ẹ, gbogbo àwọn àbúrò ẹ, gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ, gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí láì bẹ̀rù láì padà. Mo kí yín o. Ẹni sọ fún wọn pé bàbá wọn kí wọn o. Mo tún kí ẹni tó jẹ́ igbákejì tó jẹ́.
He died really suddenly of a heart attack. He was 51.
Let's take that
No one had
advert
any.
At the other side, any abroad in diaspora, Prophet Ologunloluwa, only leader àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa ní diaspora. Mo kí Prophet pẹ̀lú ẹkú iṣẹ́ náà o. Inú mi wá dùn pé ẹ̀yin méjèèjì àtẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ abroad ní diaspora àtẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń ṣe nílé pé ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ẹ sì ń ṣiṣẹ́ náà gidigidi. Ó múnú mi dùn púpọ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ Oòduà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Ẹjọ́ ọmọdé báyìí máa dàgbà sílẹ̀ Yorùbá nílẹ̀ tiwa ní nation tiwa, not Yorùbá in Nigeria. Our own country, separate from Nigeria, prospering in the world, astounding the world with achievement and progress. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Àwọn yòókù wà even there àwọn elders advisory council wa àwọn arúgbó wọn padà tí wọn bá ti ṣèpàdé ní time tó tọ́ wọn máa pè ní pé ìpàdé wa kọ́ ìpàdé wa kọ́. And àwọn tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n arúgbó ní gbogbo wọn. Wọ́n rọ́mọ 98 years lára àwọn tó tó mẹ́ta márùn-ún àbí bíi mẹ́fà. Wọ́n rí professor 98 years retired general 95 years. And so on and so forth. Gbogbo wọn náà ló ń ja ìjà yìí, ọkàn wọn wà ní pé kí àwa Yorùbá ká ní kọ́ńtì tiwa. Àwọn brought in a Yorùbá land to proud, the progress, to get the best on the African continent. That's what they know. Eléyìí tí wọ́n rí ó dùn wọn púpọ̀, wọn ò fẹ́. So wọ́n fẹ́ ká tètè ní kọ́ńtì wa ká padà sí nǹkan tá àwa Yorùbá tá a jẹ́ láyé yìí. Ìdí ẹ̀ nìyẹn tí wọ́n fi máa ń yọ ní pé bàbá àgbà la fẹ́ ṣèpàdé, bàbá ìwò rẹ̀ tó ń ṣe àbúrò yín látàtà. So mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn obìnrin wa tán kóra jọ tán bẹ̀ sí ṣètò náà nílé àti ní diaspora. Iṣẹ́ yìí lọ dáadáa. Ó ń lọ gan-an. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tí a ronú sí tẹ́lẹ̀ rí làwa ń ronú sí báyìí àbẹ̀sí ṣe nǹkan téèyàn bá ti jókòó tì tí ó padà ní díẹ̀ àìdí àtúntò tuntun á máa jáde sí i àìdí àtúntò tuntun jáde sí wa.
Bàbá ló sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yẹn. That was last week Wednesday. Ilé tí kò kò jẹ́ kí àwọn tó wà lórí Facebook kọ́ ìjọ program yẹn mọ́.
But we are on to great things, to big things, to really revolutionary things.
Okay.
Ọlọ́run á sì fún wa ṣe.
Aṣẹ́dùmarè.
Àwọn tó wá ń pè mí wọ́n sọ pé bàbá bàtà dẹ̀ ti ní president Nàìjíríà ṣé à ní stop self-determination struggle wa báyìí.
Ìfẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ bíbá dáadáa.
èsì tí máa ń fún wọn ní pé no. Let's stop the self-determination struggle. As I said, it is growing stronger, bigger, more confident.
Let's stop it.
Let's stop where?
Why?
Continue.
Okay.
And me I reject the president.
Okay.
President. No, we don't reject him. We congratulate him. The struggle.
Ibi tó máa ń fọ́ wọn lórí lélẹ̀. Every time tí bàbá ìbá ti sọ pé we don't have any problem. Why should we have? You want to come out of a country. Why must we have problem with the president? It is the president that would have to have problem with us. Mokin Mami or Grandma Awone. I've had something and I'm very strong and we can run for a while. I'm in the house and I'm still going to take my nap. At least I need 2 hours nap before 6 o'clock. I normally have a nap. I work very hard. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm on Facebook. Maybe I should go and bring the other laptop and connect it. Anyway, I don't think you're going to play any more sound. So I can start the Facebook here. The only problem is when I start it here, they're not going to hear what Baba is saying. So let's go live from here. Walk on it, but in Baba, use your camera. Yeah. No, not presenter. Use the XSplit camera. I use OBS for my software when I'm doing my full program. But I do know that a lot of you can do different ones as well. Where is the XSplit? We're going to go back to what Baba is saying in a minute. The question again is, why did Tinubu produce a fake result when he should have used a different result? At least when he might drag anything. But he actually put down a fake result. Abise kon se fake result ni. Hey, grandma bi mi pe se kon se pe mo ti jẹ gbogbo Nigeria. Yee, irọ́, ẹ jẹ́ fún yín ní kankan. Èmi tọ́jú díẹ̀ o. Èmi ò jẹ gbogbo Nigeria o. Dodo nìkan ni mo jẹ o. Ẹ má bínú o. Mo parí gbogbo dodo yẹn. Ẹ pé dodo ẹyọ kan ni mo jí. So I only ate mo parí gbogbo dodo yẹn. But Nigeria sì wà níbí báyìí. Igbo àti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ilẹ̀ Hausa tí Yorùbá nìkan ni mo store sábẹ́ ẹkùn mi kó lè máa fún mi ní energy. Ani wàhálà pé kì í ti pọ̀ jù. Aziz. Èèyàn ti Koiki Media. Easy Dollar. Mo kí Easy Dollar. No, mo kí Aziz ti use Steve mo dẹ̀ kí Easy Dollar. So so Nigeria is still where it is. Thank you so much. Tony B says, Gear Master, which unite you they look for? Well, some people are looking for unite. Who is going to unite us? We are so divided that nobody can unite Nigeria. Unite Nigeria. Who is going to unite you? Let's go our separate ways. We will not be the last country, to break. I'm not being because I'm blocking the view. I'm writing the write-up and put the date. 4th October. Moki Yatobimilomo Moki Bugan elders of Yoruba people. Atamoti will support Yoruba nation. It doesn't matter as long as we continue. Our message must go straight into the universities. I said that yesterday. Every day is a different program for me. My focus is just Yoruba nation. Truth and questions be told. Thank you so much. I'm not going to be diverted from what I'm doing. Bugboro Tinubu certificate, it has nothing to do with us. And I'm being honest. When we're just talking about it, it's just to reference about it. We told Tinubu, he says, Emilokan. Is he going to make any changes? I don't know. I don't think so. So the question is not about Tinubu now. It's about the Yoruba people that are locked in that contraction. So I'm going to start with live now on Facebook back. Am I distributing as well? Thank you so much, those of you that are still with us. At least, we see how far we go and then I can wind it down. If the lighting is not good, I've actually, I'm also, So let's go back to Babakito a little bit and then I'm just gonna do a little bit more talking, and then we start.
That's the way he struggled for another person 80 years ago, and that person won. So it's a good thing that he won too.
When Baba Sorobai is always where they use it as a anytime Baba talks and reference to Bola Tinubu, people always take that as, hey, we know that this man is supporting Bola Tinubu. And the question is, should Bola Tinubu the right to be the president of Nigeria? He has the right. Number one, he says he has what it takes to be the president. He was out there campaigning. Yoruba people voted for him. Some Igbo people voted for him. Some Hausa people voted for him. Just like Jonathan had the right. Nobody, Sowore has the right, but you didn't vote him now. Omoyele Sowore also have the right with the right qualification. But you told Sowore to go and start as a councillor or House of Reps or a senator because you didn't Sowore as somebody that can run the affairs of Nigeria for you. So if you have not seen Sowore from that point of angle, when Baba Akintoye, Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, the oracle of our time, reference to Bola Tinubu at any time, it means nothing. That does not mean that he endorsed Bola Tinubu or he supports him. But Bola Tinubu is a Yoruba man. He wants to be the president. Why not? It's his right. Who am I to say that he shouldn't be the president? That is his own right. So all these dragging him with this certificate, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. The only thing you guys love to do is just on the social media, as far as I'm concerned. If this was happening in UK with Bola Tinubu, every one of us would be on the street protesting against him to resign. And that's a fact. People that are living here knows what I'm talking about. But because it is Nigeria, it's a different thing entirely. I wanted to bring the camera closer to me. And I hope, Facebook, the transmission went kukulenko. So we shouldn't think that because we are asking for Yoruba nation, and if Tinubu says he wants Nigeria, who am I to say he shouldn't want Nigeria? We don't want Nigeria. Let him have the Nigeria. He has the Nigeria now. And they're dragging him left and right. That is his problem, not mine. I'm not here to come and defend him. I'm not a spokesman. I'm the spokesman for CSI, Igbowosha. 24/7. If I did sleep, Igbowo call me, I'll be out. So when some of you are becoming like, I don't see Twitter everywhere, don't blow, blow, Tinubu fake certificate. If Tinubu was in America and this kind of information is with him, as probably he wants to be a senator in America, lie, one if you get. But we're talking about Nigeria now. Everybody knows now. No be Africa. Okay, I'm asking everyone now. Do you think that it will make any changes? But what I want to do for those that are campaigner against Baba Akintoye is like, oh, anytime Tobati Soro Tinubu is endorsing Tinubu. No, he's not endorsing Tinubu. Tinubu is a Yoruba man. He wants to be the president. He's already the president. We didn't hold him from not being the president. Some of you say, oh, that was why the Yoruba nation was compromised. It is all lies. Nobody have any evidence to back that. It's all lies. I am one of the main core man of this Yoruba nation. I can categorically say that it is all lies. There's just all kind of what they call hearsay. Hearsay that the Yoruba nation was compromised because of Tinubu. It's all lies. They have no evidence to back that. They can't. If you ask them what is the evidence, they'll say Baba Akintoye, send congratulations message to Tinubu for being the president. Can you see the Ibaoshin think? It's all lies. Baba Akintoye and Igboho will never and have never compromised this mission. Most of you are just online. I was on the ground. Tí bá sọ tí ikú bàbá yìí sọ fún mi, tí bá sọ jáde, gbogbo social media máa blow pátápátá. But láyé ibẹ̀kùn mi ló wà. A lot of you wants to know, but you can't because you did not put yourself to that situation to know. Ẹ mọ̀ pé Tinubu lọ rí ikú bàbá yìí àbí? Yeah. So, Emma Naolo, it is normal to congratulate him. Am I not talking about Tinubu every day? Oh, because Tinubu is now the president, I must avoid talking about him. I've told you the Yoruba nation struggle. The 3% and the politicians, go and hold them responsible for why we are still where we are today. That's all. The Begwan Koti Oni Solano, Oni of Ife is pleading with every, not just Yoruba, is pleading with Nigerians to be patient with Tinubu. I beg a paper. If you go to the paper, now. Do you know the power of Oni of Ife? I saw today again in another headline in the Punch. I hope it's still there. She no Punch the material. Oni of Ife partner with China to provide 40,000 jobs for 40,000 jobs. 40,000 jobs that doesn't make any impact in one local government. I think I saw it somewhere. She no Punch the material. All right, let me type his name on Google. Oni Ife partner with China. She call my partner with China. Hey, come on. Yeah, only People's Gazette 5 hours ago. Headline: Oni partners Chinese company to create 50,000 jobs in Osun State. I understand the content, so I'm in my first bank. I, Olayomi Koiki, are the core member, insider for this Yoruba nation. At least from Nkoti Mogbo, direct from nobody there be essay ni gbogbo yin gbọ́, whispering. Nobody has a confirmed information if you are not sitting with the person. I sent my mom Tibafi pass message sí Igboho. Gbogbo tí mo discuss pẹ̀lú Igboho because I know the WhatsApp they say it's encrypted. But if I think that it was needed for me to send my mom, I have sent her to Benin Republic because Igboho refused to let me come down. Igboho no, you're not coming to Nigeria, to Benin Republic. Stay where you are. I don't need you to come down. So when they're talking about creating 50,000 jobs in Osun, it's good. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong in that. You probably take 50,000 people off the job. China Overseas Technology Development Company Limited. China Overseas Technology. So it's just one out of many companies. It's just one out of so many companies in China. Akowa want to create 50,000 jobs. Can I ask Kabiyesi, when he was in London, I was there with them. I covered that event opposite the parliament. I covered the event when Ooni of Ife came to London. Can't remember the year now. Some few years back. I can tell you categorically from àwọn tó wá sí event yẹn, one person will create 100 to 200,000 jobs in Osun State. From àwọn tí mo rí ní event yẹn, they will double these 50,000 jobs in Osun State. The Yoruba people do not understand that we are backwards. Like I said, there's nothing wrong in creating this opportunity for this will create employment opportunities for Osun indigenes. We are not Osun indigenes as at what we are today. We are Nigerians. That is a lie. So, the king of Ile-Ife, partner, handshake, Emma Binupele image here. Adeleke there, On is there, shaking the partner Chinese, and then they're exchanging what are called MOU. And a lot of people will be so excited. Oh, they create 50,000 jobs through a partnership with Chinese. What a total disrespect for the Yoruba people. Ogunlisi, the man that owns a lot of empire, can create 500,000 jobs in Osun State if he's given and is not going to be a paddy way of business. It can create 500,000 jobs, direct and indirect. There might be no more pick and comment. Shalom, my brother. Our Obas will do the needful, especially the high-class traditionals. So when we're sitting down here and saying that the Yoruba people needs to start thinking because of the long-term situation that we are in right now. The Ooni of Ife, Obadeyeye Ogunwusi, Ojaja II, has signed a memorandum of understanding with a Chinese company to create employment opportunities for 50,000 Osun indigenes. Kilo Mamashi, let's read through. The Ife monarch signed the MOU with the China Overseas Energy Development Technology on Tuesday in Elano, in Ile-Ife, under a community and private partnership agreement. Take note of those words. Mr. Ogunwusi said the company would invest in agriculture, green energy, gold, lithium, and other mineral resources in Ile-Ife. A lot of you sometimes, my program last night, naturally, as a journalist, I can link again with this message. I didn't see this yesterday before I was doing my presentation. Hello, just 1 hour. I referenced a lot to Kabiyesi in that broadcast. Shalom says, let me read what you said there quickly before he runs away. My brother Shalom says, and I quote, maybe the Ooni is having investment in that Chinese company. No, he's not. He's just providing jobs for Osun indigene, Osun State. Not sure. How did we get to where we are today? Obale Yoruba. The governor. Our Chinese. Your picture or she handshake. I want to sign MOU. for 50,000. And people are still going to be excited. Not 50 million, no. Not 5 million. Ha, Bashir. Ah, nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ Yorùbá men. Rare ti ṣẹlẹ̀ Yorùbá gan. Let's continue. Agriculture. Green energy. Along people, they stop any sorrow. Hello. Good afternoon. I'm on a live program at the moment. $50,000, yeah.
It's more like you're talking about. You know, normally we know our politicians to be of very highly dubious character. And only for of it is not any different to them. It's not worse off. Go to Ilefe, for example, okay? You will find Chinese people every nook and cranny of Ilefe. What are they doing? They are there exploiting people. You're promising to create a job by investing or encouraging or investing in people to start large scale or mechanized or farming on industrial scale. But at the same time, you are bringing Chinese people to Ilefe to go and destroy people's farmland in the search for precious stones. I mean, how deceitful is this promise of bringing investment through Chinese to Osun State? I'll tell you another thing. Chinese people, they work in Ilefe more or less like indigenous. The business that indigenous engage in, these are the same kind of businesses the Chinese are doing. Take, for example, borehole drilling. These Chinese people, they brought, a very heavy machinery for borehole drilling to the community, to this region. Okay? And what is now happening is you now have local people canvassing people who want to actually drill boreholes, and at the end of the day, giving the contract to Chinese people to come and do the job, just because the local people cannot afford to buy the machinery. If you truly want to, the last time I visited, I went. If you truly want to invest in people, what stops you from buying this heavy machinery for the indigenous to actually make a living from this opportunity? The list, I can go on and on and on.
I understand.
Talk to people who live in Ilefe, for example. You cannot walk 5 meters without coming in contact with Chinese people in heavy trucks, driving like mad people all over the town with police escort.
Oh wow.
You have local people driving their trucks while they sit behind, and then you have the police sitting at the back of the pickup, fully armed.
Now wow.
It is completely mad.
Now wow.
I wish I can go. I know I can go on and on and on and on and on. The rot that exists in that town alone is completely unspeakable. And then you have these people coming on the media, you know, spewing sweet words to deceive people. For the people know exactly what is going on. No matter how much they try to, you know, paint or dress their words on media. No, people are not that. We know what is going on. These monarchs, and majority of the monarchs in Nigeria, for example, or in Yoruba land, let me put it that way, they are not any better than the corrupt politicians. You know, their ways are not any better to the ways of these politicians who are soiled in corruption and all vices. I'm just going to stop here so you can carry on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, I can see that the caller was really, you know, because the line wasn't going to stop, I had to pick it up. But thank you so much for the contribution. We've not even linked what he was saying with Nigeria yesterday, which I'm going to come to that. Headline Tano only begs Nigerians. Mokiyawa Felicia Jagbe, Mokiwenya Agbalagba, begs Nigerians to be patient with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But let's go back to this partnership between the Chinese Overseas Energy Development Technology Limited that took place in Ile-Ife yesterday under a community and private partnership arrangement. What are these Chinese organizations going to do? They need land to work with. Or Ile-Ife, or should we say the Ile-Ife community will arrange as many acres, Mokia Keso Baba, to provide the land. What are we expecting them to do in Ile-Ife? They will invest in agriculture, which we need. We need agriculture in large scale. Okay, Ile-Ife will be doing well, Osun State will be doing well, but Oyo State will not be doing well. Kwara State will not be doing well. Because I know that if they are going to do agriculture, it will not be the kind of agriculture that you're doing at the moment. It will be in a large scale, but they will need a lot of security. So they will draft military. I know of a particular farm owned by someone, an ex-military man, or bifula in order, or my yori walene. These farmland, I'm not going to tell you the state, just for security purpose. Bifula in order, kosibashili ni firepower too. You know why? Because this farm has a lot of expatriates working on it. And the guarantee that this company or this individual gave to the country, I'm not going to tell you the name of the country that they've drafted them from. The guarantee was that everybody to be farming must return back to their country safely. How many of us can afford such? Heavy security. So if this overseas energy development is going to invest in agriculture, they will have to provide security for them. But we know that agriculture means a lot of tilling the land. Interesting. And we're not talking about small acres of land now. We're talking about big ones. Somebody says, and I quote on TikTok, it is for the exploitation of the resources, especially precious stones and lithium. Well, you don't have to go too far. They're not just investing in agriculture. They're also going to invest in green energy. So you have enough solar panel because Nigeria does not have electricity. They would also invest in gold. Osun has a lot of gold. I have evidence sent to me by someone of the gold moving out of Nigeria Boshing where at the airport. I'm not going to tell you which of the airport for security reason. I know the airline that moves it and I know where it's heading to. And if I go to my OEC, where it's going, you can automatically tell, because if I go to that, OEC, which gives me the data of where our gold sent to, Dubai is one of them, Switzerland is one of them. And these gold are moved every week through the CBN. A lot of you don't know what is going on in Nigeria. Now, power we have, and I'm not saying this is with the way bill. Any for many details in a day because about to be sorry. Wait, I have the picture, and this has been going on during the Buhari time. I don't know as of today because I haven't been in contact with that person. But during Buhari time, this information was coming to me. A lot of you don't know what is moved. When they move those things now, it doesn't go with a lot of heavy security as well. Low-key security. But it comes through the central bank. But I have to protect that individual until Toba confirm for me at the time he wants to. Because I know he's going to leave. Then I'll show it on the social media. You see, pure gold. And me and you, they suffer. And do you know that the commodity of the gold export out of Nigeria is so low because they are not accounted for? I'm sure you don't know that, is it? How you going to know now when we're all struggling? Me, I don't chop now. They say like sleep won't catch me now. Mr. Ogunwusi said the company will invest in agriculture, green energy, gold, lithium, and other mineral resources in Ile-Ife, in Osun State. According to him, the Chinese company will also focus on developing agriculture, mechanized farming, and producing cocoa in large quantities. Very good. At least we're opening up our land to foreigners. We don't know the value of our land anymore. The ruler stated that the MOU would help Osun indigenes enjoy investment flow while assuring that the company would not disappoint in fund. Nigeria ni wo. So kábíyèsí ti bá wa wọ́n tí adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o kábíyèsí ẹ ṣé gan ni sir. Wọ́n ti bá wa wọ́n tó ní dollar tó máa kó wá sí Nigeria. Wọ́n convert sí naira. Oh, àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ ń lo dollar náà owó ìlú wọn. But whatever they're doing, we're talking about billions of naira. This kind of project. But in return, what are they going to get? In return, Kiloma get. The partnership was signed yesterday with the China Overseas Technology Development Company Limited. It's going to create over 50,000 employment opportunities for the Osun indigenes. Mr. Ogunwusi explained the company will first invest in agriculture and will set up a cocoa processing plant in Ile-Ife, which will serve as its agricultural hub. The Ife monarch added, the company will farm on over 20 hectares of land. Hectares, Hectares, 20,000, to generate green energy using solar, which is starting from this place. This palace will be powered by solar 100% within the next 30 to 60 days when it is completed. So the whole palace will not need generator. What I put generator can destroy, can only buy some few months ago. So it's a good thing that the palace will no longer have to rely on generator because NEPA is not helping our palace. Buckingham Palace. I want on the generator. Who bonded? Talo ba kọ́kọ́ níná before governor ní Ọ̀ṣun state. You can see the problem ahead. Kí palace ọba wa ká máa fi generator fi started tọba múná lọ. Talo ba kọ́kọ́ ní iná ní gbogbo Ọ̀ṣun state before anybody. It just shows that. Mr. Ogunwusi said further, the future of Nigeria oil and gas. Our business on Shenia, oil and gas. I remember when I saw a story so many times. I was there when Amo Baba Jebu Petrolex opened in the Jebu waterside, the biggest farm tank in Africa. I don't know whether it's still in operation. I don't know. But I had the privilege to be in that same complex while it was being built. And when it was launched, Oni was there. Orube ní agbára because the air condition failed on that day. Obasanjo said, "Ìyẹn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe irú kan báyìí, kó má tọwọ́ bọ̀ lójú." It was meant to be a closed enclave banquet room that was built with air condition surrounding every inside. To help sweat be the generator failed to power those things. They tested it the day before. Everything was working. No be Jebuni. Even Jebunani. Our mo Jeburewa. Moki Alaja Sherifa. Petrolex. I was there when it was. Most of it, Yahweh Dimi, Ikono Yahweh, was ready to take me away to Kano on a private helicopter if I was prepared to go with her. Kilamashi sugar boy. They don't know about it. But I will have to do whatever they ask me to do. And probably I will not even be yet anyway with you guys because can you come and put Dani? But in Ajoluka, but since I am not, I am asking if you were the one that Yahweh Dimi, Google it. And we look for Nigeria. One of the wives was ready to take me on a private charter helicopter back. Helicopter back, Osibajo came in. Obasanjo was there. Baba Jebu came with his big gold. But the air condition failed to work. End of Latish. All the rent and funny. Thomas Finch party lagbo. Only on FIFA had his own private fan in the vehicle. All of Bijade Walat in the motor. Or Bisiwa Joba. Kolima Fategun Sabalara. Very beautiful place. Ijebu waterside. We want to hear Mountain London, Nigeria. That place was packed with who is who. We're talking about oil and gas. Baba Jebulo Shenkon, Amwe. The governor was there. The vice president was there. Osibajo came. And I was there as well. I remember uploading one of the pictures on my Facebook that was closed down now. The Facebook Timokokoni in 2007. I was getting calls continuously, bombarded. People wanted me just to connect them with people in that building, in that particular event. Oil and gas. That's where Nigeria has money. The same oil and gas is what Oni of Ife is talking about. Mr. Ogunwusi said the future of Nigeria, instead of saying the future of Yoruba is oil and gas. He says, and I quote, the future of Nigeria, oil and gas lies in the lithium, and we are preparing the Chinese to take care of that for us. You can see we're in a big mess. mo ko wá pé mo ka article ìlànà tí mo wá ṣe program lálẹ́. Some of you will probably say, Koiki báwo ló ṣe wá sọ̀rọ̀ sí, I mean, mo sọ̀rọ̀ anyway sí wọn. But how did you? I'm sure some of you read my presentation last night. It was 1 hour. A link up pẹ̀lú nǹkan tá à ń kà nísìn. If you don't remember what I said, níṣẹ́ kúrò nínú seclusion. And as Yoruba, we believe in a lot of who we are. And I said, and if I remember what I said, even if I didn't say it the way I said it last night, that there would have been a message delivered to Oni during that communication between whoever was there and him. These are very, very spiritual thing I'm talking now. So the question is, was the message that was delivered to Oni to tell us to remain in Nigeria while Tinubu is working his way out to dissolve Nigeria? If Tinubu failed to dissolve Nigeria peacefully within the timeline that Tinubu is going to be there, let us go and prepare for war after 8 years. That's Tinubu's 8 years. That was what I said. And I didn't even read this because while I was saying that, this event must have happened in the afternoon in Ile-Ife. And I didn't say, because the communique just came out today. I mean, I don't know whether some people read it yesterday. So Taba Belosi, the Yoruba spiritual side, that the king is telling us that the future of Ile Yoruba is in oil and gas, which I know, but it will be managed by the Chinese on our behalf. That's what they're telling us. Have you money? Oh, you don't know? Okay, now you know. Oil and gas. That's why they can make Dangote refinery that has what it takes to produce not just petrol, it will produce fertilizer as well. Yoruba is in a big, deep shit. Big mess, Lawa, no? Big mess. Lewa, you know. Nobody must abuse the king on the platform. Mute it, I think, Bummy. Nobody will come on this show and abuse the king. Disconnect him. You can pass your message without any reference of abuse. I will not tolerate that. Egbon's okay.
Mirage pápátá ni àwọn tó ń pèpè fún orílẹ̀-èdè wọn ní ká focus ṣé ààrẹ ọmọ Yorùbá tó lè ìfẹ́ ìsílẹ̀ Yorùbá láì ní the Chinese company ẹ̀rí pé wọ́n kàn fi wá play game ni ẹ̀rọ tó ní tí omi bá gbóná ó máa yé péré nígbà tó bá ní wọ́n ní di 20,000 ní kind of plan ẹgbẹ́ ìgbà tó ti jí wa gbélẹ̀ Yorùbá sí ni impact wọn security wọn náà fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá láìpẹ́ ní ọdún ìjọ ọlọ́pàá gan oníkan tó lè ṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní gbogbo àtọ́jú yẹn kan máa rìn lọ ni so message tí wọ́n gbà jáde nínú ìsọyà tí wọ́n wà wọn ò lè sọ sí ìta fún anybody àwọn tó máa ń pa ọ̀lẹ̀ jẹ́ ní méjì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mẹ́ta so pé wọn sọ wọn pé Nàìjíríà máa pín ìrìn ńlá ni wọ́n mọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n kàn sí play game ni so àwa ni ká focus ká lè ní nǹkan tá à ń fẹ́ ká lè àṣìpọ̀ ẹ̀yìn time so kó má take wa lọ because àwọn àpẹẹrẹ àwọn tó máa ń fa ìrìnàjò yẹn gùn bẹ̀ẹ̀ tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá ti ń gbóná tí olóko lè lọ kó tó lódò lè lọ odò ẹ̀rí pé bọ́dì wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè and ẹgbẹ́jà ṣe ní tẹ́ẹ̀kì 8 years Tinubu ẹgbẹ́ ká work within 3 years 4 years 8 years yẹn Ọlọ́run ló ní bàtà àkókò but àkókò tó ṣì wà yìí nínú gan ọdún kan lẹ́yìn ká máa ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ ń sì láàárín ọdún kan yẹn ká ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ tọ́dún kan yẹn bá tán ọdún kejì ká tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣe pláàni míì nítorí ọdún kejì but ọdún kan ń sì lóye ká ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ìyá ṣe mílẹ̀ kí 8 years tọ́lá máa sọ pé ó máa yà lóògùn kó ya lérò ńkọ́ so ọdún kan ni lóye ká gbé plan wálé lórí ìsìn so gbàgbé 4 years ọdún kan yẹn ká sí tight dáadáa àwọn ọba àwọn bàbá tó wọn bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè tó yẹ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ sókè máa yẹ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ṣé fà kó ètò sà.
Eshigoni. The point was very clear from the caller. Can any, Mr. Labini, wish to comment sometime, but the zoo country Nigeria fear us a lot. There's no way they can track your... Nigeria or Nick you think Nigeria has the time to be looking at your comment? You're right, what I'm sorry, ni wọ́n lè máa look pé okay, ta ni Koiki tó kàn da gbogbo social media, irú pẹ̀lú gbogbo nonsense tó ń sọ and all that. You think your country has that capacity to track down your comments? Ìbẹ̀rù yìí máa ti pọ̀ jù kẹ́. Ẹ fi pé Nigeria ní capacity yẹn láti track a comment yìí. Do you know how many people is on Facebook? Ṣé mo èèyàn tó wà lórí Facebook? Ìlú tó lè fún wa ní data, how many of us are in Nigeria ló máa wá ní technology láti track it down? Yes, tẹ́ bá jáde as a video, yeah, I mean tó bá viral, wọ́n lè ní ta lẹ́ni tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ṣé Nigeria ló wà? Okay. Yẹ ká lọ gbé àbí ká má gbé. Just like bó ṣe lọ jí dadi yá ti gbé. So ra wa ló ń wá kò ń ṣẹ̀yìn, ta ló ń wá ẹ̀yìn nínú pé ẹ̀ ń sọ pé ẹ̀ comment. Ní tó bá wù ní kẹ́ kọ sínú comment section, nobody's looking for you. Àwa bá Koiki Media
Nigeria ló máa wá ní technology láti track it down. Yes, tẹ́ bá jáde as a video.
Ẹ̀yin ọlọ́fin ló fẹ́ máa lẹ́yìn mú. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ ló ń lé mú. Àwa táwa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ló ń lé mú. Mo ń bá producer mi sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá. We had a meeting yesterday. Gbogbo tá ń ṣe lórí social media nísìn, mo kí our boss Abosede, is giving them a lot of trouble and problems. All these things that we are saying every day, it's not something that was there some 30 years ago. Ẹ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ ibi tí ọ̀ní ní àwọn ti fún àwọn Chinese yẹn ní 20,000 hectares, not acres, hectares. So you can multiply that and see how much land ló máa lò. How many years? Mo mọ̀ bí ọmọ mention ẹ̀ nínú programming. The question is it possible for àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá náà láti come together? I'm talking about real olówó Yorùbá and give that same investment táwọn Chinese ń give nísìn. I'm sure it is possible. Bí àtàwọn Chinese ló wà more preferable fún wọn ju àwọn ní Yorùbá lọ. I'm sure gan sẹ̀pọ̀ ọmọ Igbo gan ó lè wá ṣe that same investment. But we don't trust them. But they trust the Chinese. Òyìnbó pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́, lúkúlúkú pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́, tó bá dé London kò sẹ́. Gbà tí mo dé UK mo realize pé ọmọ English yàtọ̀ sí English. Tó bá rí bàbá òyìnbó tó jẹ́ English, tó tẹ̀ tó wá jẹ́ tó wà torí ẹ pé tó bá lọ sọ pé are you from Estonia? Eston kini? I'm in English. Don't call. I don't know. Okay, bí arọ́ ni mò ń pa àbí rọ́kọ̀ ni mò ń pa. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ. Home Secretary wa sàn kankan pé media lèmi wà all the time. A padà wá sọ́dọ̀ mo download the video yẹn kí n tó lọ sí Star Radio, so I have to go on my Twitter. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ kan lórí Sky. Mo fi máa lò as our reference tá bá ti ń ṣe program ni. Simon Ekpa, breaking news. Engineer Otto Eze told Onhainze to engage federal government over Kanu's release. He has joined them after 2 years. I am activating additional measure of Idweka na Onu soon. Kini Sullivan Bergman, our Home Secretary, tó sọ. I prefer kí Chinese cooperate fún wa bí. Yeah, I mean, if they are bringing the money down, kini Rishi Sunak sọ à ń padà bọ̀ lórí yẹn. Mo fi lọ mú ti FIFA considering lifting blanket ban on Russia competing in international football. Okay, interesting. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Ọ̀dà àpọ̀nà owó epo náà máa lọ sókè níbí báyìí. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tí, because many people are coming to this country they feel adapt pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí wọ́n ní kẹ́ ṣe. Then why are you here is the question they're asking. You shouldn't be in this country. And this is the problem that we are seeing as well in Nigeria. Tó bá yẹ pé mo retweet ẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ mi ni màá ti lọ sórí page tèmi, but mo retweet mo kàn download ẹ̀ ni, but I couldn't find it after I did the download. Mo mọ reason tí mo tètè rí. and I was in a hurry for the Star Radio this morning. But definitely Oriskai. Yeah, only day. So what we're gonna do now, let me retweet it and then Ali Jade Sibiba. I want us to listen to what she said. The Mawakani, speech that day. So I'm gonna go on my Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, please go on Twitter and follow us on Twitter, and all the platforms.
That carried my own parent, the wind of change that carried my own parents across the globe in the 20th century was a mere gust compared to the hurricane that is coming. Because today, the option of moving from a poorer country to a richer one is not just a dream for billions of people. It is an entirely realistic prospect. Every human, every single person has the right to aspire to a better life. As conservatives, that's one of the cornerstones of our philosophy. Indeed, without that dream, I wouldn't be standing before you today.
Okay.
But conservatives are also practical and realistic. Nobody can deny that there are far, far more people in poorer countries who would love to move to Britain than could ever be accommodated. Even if we concreted over the countryside, turned our cities into one vast building site and erected skyscrapers from Eastbourne to Elgin, from Hull to Holyhead, it still wouldn't be enough. The wind of change that carried my own parents across the globe in the 20th century was a mere gust compared to the hurricane that is coming. Because today, the option of moving from a poorer country to a richer one is not just a dream for billions of people. It is an entirely realistic prospect. Every human, every single person has the right to aspire to a better life. As conservatives, that's one of the cornerstones of our philosophy. Indeed, without that dream, I wouldn't be standing before you today. But conservatives are also practical and realistic. Nobody can deny that there are far, far more people in poorer countries who would love to move to Britain than could ever be accommodated. Even if we concreted over the countryside, turned our cities into one vast building site and erected skyscrapers from Eastbourne to Elgin, from Hull to Holyhead, it still wouldn't be enough.
Potentially, the next one, Lumaje, there's another one there. Èyí tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn tó fẹ́ adapt. It's 2 video Lumaje nìyẹn. If I don't say it to now, I know I download it, but I have to look for it. But I'm on my anyway, so eventually she might go because of our timing now. She was more focused on the, immigrant coming to UK that doesn't want to adapt into the system here. Okay, let me do this way. Let's go and look for her on the Google search. Another media might be because Conservative Party can notice sorrow. So let's see the latest video. And to send the Wasiwa through Cash App on Shisha because somebody is trying to send money to me. Omar rejected. I don't know why. So I can only hope that you can help us to send it to PayPal or through Kofi, which is very easy. Eshegoni, because I'm not going to mention your name, but I can see the message here says the Cash App has failed. So if you're sending money through Cash App, please, Emma, send them more. Tebali send a lati. Send a Sinera. If otherwise, we still have other ways you can send it to us. So I think I have a video from Couldn't be true, can you late? I just need a short one. All right. What she's just saying, anyway, just to bring it to a normal conversation. Sheon Lele.
One of the most powerful forces reshaping our world is unprecedented mass migration. The wind of change that carried my own parents.
Okay, I think I learn anyway, so all right, the other one, Timo Fek Jack Gong. That's okay, Home Secretary. Ouna Walati in the 20th century. In the 19th century was when Nigeria was put together. So our own parent left Kenya to be in this country today as well. So let's go back to Ooni of Ife conversation before we start preparing to wind down. So, Atimapoma fún our Chinese company any 20,000 hectares of land to generate the green energy using solar, as well that one of the Majeki Palace Oba, will be green. So that means people Mama running Operation Palace Oba. I mean, I don't know how the palace of the king has to be in darkness anyway. So we expect it to be bright up. Then again, Mr. Oguwisi said the future of Nigerians' oil and gas lies in lithium, noting that soonest lithium will be the only means to power battery electric cars. So Chinese is preparing the ground. Madi Peace, thank you so much. To achieve freedom and liberty. Silver Badmos. But where are all these obas be like this, eh? The future is not going to be in this petrol. It will take a while, but the future is in the battery. The battery. The reason why this is powered on, as you can see right now, it has something called lithium as part of what is made to produce this, which is where the communication from here goes in here. It's not just for this alone. We are talking about the future of electric cars. Do you know that China have been flooding the European market with electric cars? Nobody China need the Intermafima produce electric cars here. This was going on, the EU are now thinking of, putting story here. China electric cars, electric vehicles to EU market. So let me give it to you. Take note of these numbers, statistics. So when they're saying that they're giving you 50,000 jobs, no, the Chinese company just need to be in Nigeria to take what it needs and send it back to China so that they can produce more electric cars. Because Chinese companies, same like the one that's gone to Ilefe to employ 50,000 people. They are not going to assemble the vehicles in Nigeria or in Ilefe. They just need the raw material. But they'll probably do some bit and bit. Oh yeah, China has that money. And every Chinese company, let me put it this way. Every Chinese company to operate, Chinese company, behind the scene, the government is working for them. I Am African say, Chinese are moving fast for lithium. It is mainly for electric cars. That's exactly what I've been saying. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. China is currently the largest producer of electricity cars in the world. Oh, I'm finding 50,000 jobs. And I'm sure everybody will be celebrating. They will be excited, especially when they say Yibo Pepe. And me, they shout Yoruba Nation. Where we can, even if China is going to work with us in the future, because we don't want to be a country where we will be stagnant. They must be producing the car in Ilefe. I needed the first electric vehicle to Ilefe. Provide 50,000 jobs. And everybody, they're excited. My shoe. Let me give you the statistics. European Parliament, this was about 2 weeks ago. Chinese companies exported nearly 350,000 of electric vehicles to 9 European countries in the first half of this year. Did you get the numbers? That look number and to consider the screen. I want to know whether people are with me or they're sleeping. You can see why it takes a lot to continue to talk. So that anytime something Nigeria might work, we don't argue with you. Can the same Chinese come and put the same business operation memorandum in Ile-Ife to produce just 1,000 electric vehicles out of the ones that they send to EU countries? We want them to come and build it inside our own town, not take the materials and send it back to China and produce the vehicle and then sell the vehicle to around the world. And they say they are giving us 50,000 jobs. Thank you so much, the Koiki Media backup team. I Am African says China and the US are the only countries that have lithium refinery in the world. And Ghana is about to have the lithium. Okay, so they have to take it out. So if lithium is just the same thing like the crude oil. Actually, going to Mr. Abiodun Monday. Maybe we should have partnered with China to come and build the refinery in Ile-Ife. Kile Robert, don't you think it's the best option, Mr. I Am African? Or what do you think, Enter our platform? Rather than moving this refiner, the lithium out of Ile-Ife, I mean, even if it's going to take years, I don't know how long it takes to build this kind of refinery. We're talking about probably something similar to Dangote. Build a sibe so that tabati extracted, come and send the sinube. They play ni kema so fún mi. Àbí nǹkan tẹ́ máa sọ fún mi kọ́ nìyẹn. Ìyàn kan láàárọ̀ sọ fún mi pé ṣé ìyàwó mi ló lé mi kúrò ní pálọ̀ wá sí kitchen. Can you imagine that? Whatever lórí social media, ọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kẹ́ pààyàn. Láàárọ̀ ìyàn kan ní, did your wife send you away from the living room? That's why you're in the kitchen. Can you imagine? Bí o ti máa ń rí ibi nínú pálọ̀, ó wá pa ó ṣe jẹ́ kitchen mo tún ṣe tàárọ̀ ẹ̀. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan tó ń dùn wá lọ́kàn, ẹ fi ń ṣeré. Mr. Cape sọ pé we are enjoying our tribalistic way jọ. Ah, okay o. Ọmọ Igbo nìkan lẹ̀ ń lẹ̀dí mọ́, lẹ̀dí. À ń lẹ̀dí mọ́ ọmọ Igbo, Chinese ń gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́, lẹ̀dí, àbí ká máa lẹ̀dí mọ́ ọmọ Igbo. We hate them so much. Àwọn náà like àwa náà, kò sẹ́ni tó like ara wọn. Ẹ ṣe gan ni, ìyá mi gbé mi lékè, ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ lénìí, ẹ wà time off. Ṣẹ́rí pé ta bá ń ṣe program, ìyá kò máa wọnú one thing to the other. Problem Nigeria kò ṣe resolve. Níbo la ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀? Ọba ń sọ pé wọ́n fún wa ní 50,000 jobs. Èmi dẹ̀ ti fún ní breakdown in ti China gangan need. Oh yes, China máa invest owó yẹn. Wọ́n ní China ní ṣìgìdì owó. Ẹ jẹ́ kí fún yín figure, but kí tó fún yín ní figure owó tí wọ́n fi invest ní Ọ̀ṣun State. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré rap grammar combat. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin grammar tẹ́ wà nínú ilé àti lọ́ọ̀kì gbogbo yín pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ní jẹ́ má bínú sí wa. Chinese company exported nearly 350,000 electric vehicles to 9 European countries. Tẹ́bá tó wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn European countries yẹn, ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. SK Akande. Tẹ́bá tó wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn European countries yẹn, some of them are not even up to Osun State. That is what is paining us. Because when you look at it and say, but I don't know which of the European countries, but by the time we break it down, tẹ́bá lọ́wọ́ àwọn European countries yẹn, you will then realize that they are not even up to Osun State. Ẹ fún mi ní fìlà, ẹ double Mr. Isaac Konde, wọ́n ní Koiki, ilé tó dé yìí, màá tún bẹ́ẹ̀ dé mi lé lórí. Ẹ sọ mi dọ̀bà aládé nìyẹn, ẹ ṣé gan ni sir. Thank you so much for the gift on the TikTok. We are very grateful. You know, we need help. We need you to support us, not just comment, you know, ẹ fún wa lówó ká lè máa fi bá ṣe lọ. So, coffee pot yẹn nìyẹn, tẹ́ bá ti gbọ́ wọlé, ẹ wá, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà láyé America, ẹ kọ́ make payment ní $5, $10, $20. And then if you send naira no, Mr. Koiki, my friend need 2,000 naira. I'm so grateful. So, what I'm going to confirm by me so lórí TikTok. Mr. K, no, my baby by me so because I send a request to you. You can reject it if you don't want to talk. Hello, sir. Ekabo, sir.
Good afternoon.
A very good afternoon. You're welcome, sir.
There was a time when you organized a protest, I think probably about, I can't remember, a couple of years ago. And
Okay.
I was there.
And we met. Did you have a conversation?
Yes, yeah, well, never mind.
All right, let's leave that.
Trafalgar Square.
All right. I think I remember because I could see the dreads. I think I remember. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Nigerian situation is unsapo energy me. And I would like to go. I have given up. Because a country that have intelligent people in abundance.
Intelligent people in abundance. So we are not suffering from those intelligent people. Is that what you're saying, sir?
We are not suffering from it.
Wow. Interesting.
But tell my pyramid, but the mother be but it's sorry on social media.
Is it a cause?
Did we offend the gods?
Well, that's why I was saying yesterday that maybe the gods would have passed a message to Oni while he was in that seclusion. But it seems that Oni's message back is that we should please, I mean, this is not me saying that now. It says, and I quote, Oni begs Nigerians to be patient with Bola Tinubu. Go ahead.
Well, àwọn báyẹn náà wọn pàápàá náà wọn wà nínú àwọn tó ń ba ìlú ajé tó ń ba Nàìjíríà jẹ́. Because mo rí fídíò kan China man wá láti thousands of miles oníbòun ralẹ̀ ọba ti sọ pé ilẹ̀ yìí ni ilẹ̀ tòun. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ farmer wọ́n ti gbìn nǹkan sórí ilẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n á gbé machine wá kó ìkè wọ́n dẹ̀ bulldoze gbogbo nǹkan tí farmer yẹn ti ṣe.
Níbo ni kí bàbá yẹn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó ń ṣe mechanized farming là ń sọ yìí?
What rights
does a Chinese have?
Ní ọba yẹn ní ń pé bá ẹni tó ń ṣàgbẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn farmer yẹn bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ kò ta ilẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ wo ó dàbí pé àwa dúdú bóyá ọ̀lẹ ló ṣe wá ni àbí à ń bẹ̀rù tó bá funfun. Tó bá jẹ́ pé mo wà ń bẹ̀ mo mú àdá mo ṣá Chinese man I'm justified. Àbí tó bá gbé àwọn èèyàn wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n mú China man yẹn wọ́n ṣaládà.
And the problem is that our people, not that our people, okay, Mungbo, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Because of history,
so, my difficult. Yeah, I understand. My difficult. But these individuals are protected by the same government, sir. Obama don't fail any rubber bow. Am I Bobo? Chef any.
Mistake that is she. Gentility that is she lati. I want you to walk over for all my involved with over 500 years. And we see the same thing. Kamatarawa. Kamanirawalara. Yes. Everyone raile. Hello, bari to ni ile ni. Oshi famine. Ejo, Mr. Funlola and Mr. Funi. Ejo, shefe taile, shefe taile. Afun ini compensation.
The lorry.
Afun ilu.
Yeah.
Ede taile. Ṣé ọba ṣó fígọ́rà àti pé kí ló wà ní ilẹ̀ yẹn ilẹ̀ tó tà yẹn kí ló wà lábẹ́ ilẹ̀ yẹn. So ẹ ti ta ilẹ̀ yẹn fún Chinese man yẹn sìn kó wá sọ pé 2 weeks time kó wá sọ pé òun discover kíní kankan o decide contract now. What are you going to do about it? We Oshoba Nikolama, the mini Walapedu, Oshi president and the minister, the mini Wapalo, Walapedu. Everybody, individuals, not to enable this system, this rotten system, to be going on.
So what do we do with the climate of situation? Because sometimes, and let's just leave the self-determination, just talking, naturally now, everyone is talking. What is needed to be done, to stop some of what we are saying? Because it seems that as we are talking about stopping it, more is being added. More is being added, as the Oni says, is begging Nigerians to be patient. And when our king talk like that, I don't think people are going to listen to me and you, sir. I need to sorrow now. Go ikikilo tun she. I she suru now. Ma ekolo ma eka won le oni lebeja now. Kuku ti sọ pé àwọn church o da. Oba de do wan sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn. And this is what new people Oba de pleaded with Nigerians to exercise patience with President Bola Tinubu.
When you're exercising patience.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir.
But people that have been exercising patience.
Wọ́n ní kẹ́ túbọ̀ ṣe exercise yẹn ni sir. Mo kàn bá yín ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó sọ.
I've got to the point of no return. I've got to the point of no return. People that Koiki.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir.
Àwọn tó ń tẹ́tí sìn. Tẹ́fọ́ máa gbé ọmọ yín lọ sí school. Koiki tó bá máa gbé ọmọ ẹ lọ sí school. Ó wà ní abroad. Wàá kọ́kọ́ check àwọn schools tó dáa.
Ìyẹn kàn ní gbé ọmọ lọ sẹ́ni school anyhow.
Exactly. Then wàá wá sọ fara ẹ pé we will have to send those kids to that school because the school is good. So the same thing.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n bá kí mo dìde lórí screen ni because ẹ mọ̀ pé tí bá lọ sọ̀rọ̀ tí mo lọ mú paper jáde I have to be very pé publicly mi everybody má lọ pick nǹkan tó ẹ̀. Ẹ̀rọ school tẹ sọ ẹ ló ti jẹ́ kí n kàn rántí pé mo fẹ́ sọ nǹkan kan lórí ẹ̀ látijọ́ ẹ̀ tí mo tọ́jú pamọ́. Wọ́n send letter kan wá sí àdúgbò mi. Householder, I don't have to go into the details. Dear parents or carer, schools that admit pupils at the beginning of year, the Department for Education has asked all local authorities to write to parents of year children in our schools with information and university technical colleges and studio schools. As a parent and carer of a year child, we are contacting you to let you know about opportunities for education starting in year which may not be aware of. University Technical College, UTC, are set up by universities and businesses and specialists in one of the two technical subjects. They were established by the government to encourage young people to study technical subjects and sciences and to give them the opportunity to learn the skills that employers are looking for. They offer GCSE alongside technical qualification at Key Stage 4 and A-level alongside technical qualification at Stage 5. Studio schools offer a range of academic and vocational qualification, often taught through project-based learning. Alongside work experience, students work with local employers and follow a curriculum design to give them skills and qualifications they need in work or to take up further education. These schools have a typical admission ages to take people at different age to mainstream. This does not mean that you are required to move your child from their existing school if this is still the best option for them. Information about schools in London and surrounding area which admit pupils into year together with information about admission arrangement can be found at www.utcollege.org. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
You see, our technical college here. I don't know more more technical college Yaba.
Yaba Tech. Mo gbé ní quarters wọn kọ́lọ̀ bá fọ̀run kẹ́ dádì wa kan ibẹ̀ lọ ti ṣiṣẹ́ lọ big man gidi inú quarters yẹn tóbi ẹ má kàtà lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn ó tóbi bí ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè.
Those are the things. So it's not that everybody ló gbọ́dọ̀ lọ lọ sí university.
Oh yes.
There's no university.
Okay, mommy, I'll comfort.
Ó fẹ́ jẹ́ doctor. Ó fẹ́ jẹ́ doctor àbí ó fẹ́ jẹ́ engineer.
Then, sir.
Okay, that's the university. But the rest you can study in nǹkan tó yẹ kí Nàìjíríà kọ́ káàkiri yẹn, but wọ́n lè kọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ pàtí.
Kọ́ tó stop it ìyẹn technical schools.
Yes, ìdí àgbọn kọ́ ló introduce ẹ̀.
Because mo rántí pé ìgbà tí mo wà ní secondary school gan sef, and mo sì sọ láàárọ̀ ìkọjá bí aláàárọ̀ àbánà, art class lèmi lọ, A and B ní art class. C is meant to be technical, and D, E, F is science.
So, okay, see our citizens who are about take control, like a serious uprising. Nigeria
that is the right thing. Táwọn èèyàn fẹ́ o, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi o. Uprising yẹn is like we don't want that to Koiki. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi má yẹ ká máa sọ yẹn o. Ìyá mi kan sọ pé our Oba sold us to slavery for over 500 years ago. Now the same kings are selling our land to Chinese again. These days, we are quiet about it. So, are we quiet about it? I want highlighted. Yẹn ní uprising. Àwọn kan ní ẹ má ká ṣe uprising. Ọba ó ti bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún Tinubu pé ká ṣe sùúrù fún. Mo gbọ́ yín sà.
This is what the majority of Nigerians don't want to on TikTok. Kò tó yẹ kó máa sọ nìyẹn. Nǹkan táwọn bá ṣe. Wọ́n ṣe betray àwọn aráàlú.
Okay.
So the same thing would not happen. We don't have to listen to the Oba. Because the consequences of their action then.
Yeah. So, and some of us saw that because I went to Liverpool Slave Museum. Ìyẹn máa sunkún sínú tó bá tẹ̀ sunkún síta because wọ́n ní jígí, wọ́n fáwọn kan ní jígí, wọ́n fi kó wa lọ. Glass. Nígbà yẹn, ó wà very, very important. Kódà mo rí Goshinap gan ní Liverpool Slave Museum.
So knowing what I know about slavery.
Yeah.
Nǹkan táwọn òyìnbó ṣe, nǹkan táwọn Arab náà ṣe.
Àwọn yẹn tẹ wicked gan ni.
Èmi ò tiẹ̀ lè listen to any ọba nǹkan tó pé anybody ní sùúrù. No.
Okay. All right. Tí gbogbo sùúrù yẹn ọba wa end up because Tinubu is running the government now. We can see it. Àwọn ọba náà ṣe tí wọ́n lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Ọba ní look Koiki in Dubai alone Chinese company wọ́n invest $10 billion. $10 billion US. Ní South Sudan ní concept wọ́n invest $4 billion. But lọ́dọ̀ tiwa they are now ready to invest double of such investment. Is that not a good investment?
See, yes, it's a good investment.
Okay.
For the Chinese.
Oh, mo rò pé máa ní fáwa ni ẹ tún dárúkọ Chinese ni. Ṣé báwa lọ́yà ká benefit ẹ̀?
No, ṣe bí China ló invest owó yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
The population of Nigeria na one target.
Oh,
and the resources of Nigeria na one target. So àwọn máa ní how they say it for their goods and services. Money and èèyàn the population to be selling to.
Okay, so yẹn lọ ṣe ń send the over 350,000 so far of electric vehicles ló ti wá sí European countries lọ́dún yìí. Kódà àwọn headline tó wà níbí báyìí CNN sọ pé Europe probes China electric car subsidies as imports soar. France Financial Times 13 hours ago, China electric vehicles threatening to leave Europe in the dust. Router, China rebook EU after a formal launch of the electric vehicle subsidy probe. Commission begins investigation on electric cars. Kí ló mean by that? Fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní understanding it quickly. Chinese government ló fund the company yẹn lẹ́yìn tó fi máa produce masses. Wọ́n kàn produce ẹni. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń dá wá sí ibà. Ó dẹ̀ ń disturb market àwọn tí wọ́n jọ ń ṣe competition yẹn. But interfaith need the gangan tó ní gangan ní lithium yẹn. Kábíyèsí ní kó má worry. Àwa ní lithium. They refine it. Ìyàn kan sọ lórí comment section mẹ́rin pé Ghana fẹ́ ṣe bọ̀wọ̀ tí bẹ̀rẹ̀. So China nìkan ló lè refine at America. So they are moving the resources in large quantity and take it out. But Kábíyèsí ní is a good investment. Ẹ̀gbọ́n okay. I think somebody else wants to come in. A máa parí ètò ní 2 o'clock so that kí lè lọ ní nap before the evening program. Ẹ̀gbọ́n okay. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi lẹ́ǹkan sí.
Yes. nǹkan táwọn àwọn understand nǹkan tí China ń ṣe nǹkan táwọn òyìnbó ti ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ kó jẹ́ pé wọ́n flood a particular market. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa make it cheap for the citizen to be able to afford it.
Okay.
Wọ́n wá kill the market produce another company tó jẹ́ pé indigenous market company yẹn wọ́n máa pa.
Wọ́n pa business yẹn.
Wọ́n máa pa okay, let's say pé Naija wọ́n ṣe electric
vehicle
company.
Yes.
A startup company. Wọ́n máa produce 1 or 2 or 3. Government will help wọn. China wá ti ní pé okay in about a year's time or 2 or 5 years time company yẹn máa tóbi o, so that will be a competition for them.
Okay.
So Koiki, what do? I'm not blaming the Chinese. I really commend the Chinese for the way they are thinking ahead.
So one thing, think like 50 years ahead of the game.
Thank you. Àwọn máa wá flood the Nigerian market pẹ̀lú cheap electric car. So tí Kúnlé Abíọ́mẹ́ta tó bá produce electric car tó yẹ pé 10 ló produce. Why expensive? Because to produce it is expensive for Kunle and Rebecca. Àwọn èèyàn wà á rà, Nigerians will rà car yẹn. Do you think that Kunle and Rebecca will produce?
They'll run out of business.
Thank you.
They'll even run out of business.
Thank you.
Yeah, they'll run out of business. Yeah.
Àwọn Chinese yẹn wọ́n wá commandeer market yẹn. And you know, Koiki, the reason why, before I go, the reason why China was successful is due to one thing. One force àwọn ní history wọn bí àwọn Europe, the French, the American, the Japanese, the British, wọ́n ṣe humiliate wọn.
Okay.
Wọ́n jẹ́ káwọn wọn forget the history wọn. Nigerians, Africans, we are just slightly because of TikTok.
Hey.
Làwọn wake up and sing pé some of us Nigerians go ìkẹjà tó àṣírí sílẹ̀ ní England ló wà. Nǹkan tí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ yóò dẹ̀ máa mọ̀. In the 80s and 90s, ó mọ nǹkan táwọn Nigerians máa ń pè àwọn Jamaicans mo fẹ́ sọ lórí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, mo mọ̀ yẹ.
Àwọn ọmọ ìrèké.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Kódà ó dá wà mo gbọ́ tí mo sì fi wọ̀lú ní 1998. It was a big problem between us and them. Mo mọ̀ yẹ.
Tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn Nigerians mọ history ni wọn ò rí máa pè wọ́n ní ọmọ ìrèké because àwọn tẹ̀ ń bú yẹn
àwọn another generation of who we are ni.
Àwọn broda Funsho, àwọn Auntie Kemi ni wọ́n. So we are supposed to have sympathy for them, but mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rí lórí TikTok sí pé àbá wíkì sí mo ti rí kíní yẹn pé àwọn ẹlòmíín some Africans wọ́n rò bí wọ́n pé Jamaica is in Africa. Can you believe that nonsense?
Unbelievable.
Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá realize pé Jamaica is in the West Indies. Àwọn bàbá wa tó kú lẹ́rú tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. And up until now, Koiki, mo lọ sí market kan ní England, mo lọ sí Brixton market. Mo dẹ̀ gbọ́ a black man, a Jamaican man, mo mọ̀ bóyá Jamaican, a West Indian man, tó ń bú an African man. Ń gbé ìwọ African this, African that, go back to this.
Kò dẹ̀ ọmọ ìyá pọ̀rọ̀ làwọn méjèèjì.
Ṣé ti rí?
Ọmọ ìyá pọ̀rọ̀ làwọn méjèèjì. Ọmọ ìyá kan náà ni wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. I think there's a bit of free. I mean, right, because I think but our team in 1998, there was a flow between us and those individuals that it was a big problem, and I think it's because again the history was not really taught among us to know that we are still the same people.
No.
Okay, interesting.
Up until now, you will see a slightly Mama Boo African West Indians. But you will see among Australians and the British.
Yeah.
They see themselves as the same.
Then
Australians, New Zealanders. Because I have more history.
What we just do is we can't give up because that's why we must continue to highlight a lot of all these problems and then we hope that one day the kind of what Sowore is asking for, the kind of what Babakito is asking for, the kind of what individuals are asking for, away from the ones that they are currently practicing, because you don't practice the same. 1 hour lafi sọ̀rọ̀ nípa report of the committee, the National Conference of 2014. Even tó bá tẹ̀ pé wọ́n adopt ele kékeré ẹ̀ díẹ̀ in terms of lẹ́nu a sì ní a bit of impact láyé wa, but kí ló ṣe Buhari dé nísìn ó gbé síbẹ̀ kò tẹ̀ touch rárá. Fashola dẹ̀ ní kí ká má sọ pé may Nigeria happen to us. Ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹgbọ́n mi because àsìkò àti tún lọ another 2 hours lórí pé à ń ṣe program láti lo the first 2.5 hours lórí pàbẹ̀ láti Star Radio so that mo dẹ̀ ṣe ń padà bọ̀ ní 6 o'clock. Yeah.
One day you should have a topic.
Okay.
Maybe for a week.
Okay, the history of what the kings have done.
Yes.
Okay.
Participate among slave traders.
Because we keep blaming àwọn Ìgbò yẹn, but in reality àwọn ọba wa náà play a role.
Yes.
Because I'm put the blame here pẹ̀lú àwọn Ìgbò, but in the nutshell àwọn ọba wa bí àwọn coerce wọn ni, I don't know what happened, but they played a role during the slave trade anyway.
Bottle of champagne. We know.
Okay.
But you participated in these things.
All right. So by the Shimawa Yorawa Nisin, the Loje, another big task. Go to the farm and get locked.
Into that trap. We have to respect the Oba Mkotoso.
All right.
We have to question the Obas.
All right. I'm sure people will have different views on that, but definitely, as things goes now, a lot is happening. Yeah.
Because some of our people are ignorant of history. We are ignorant of history.
Iṣẹ́ pọ̀ tí ó wà nílẹ̀ kọba Elédùmarè kó wà pẹ̀lú wa bá ṣe máa rí ṣe.
By the time I realize the same technique that our European law against us, China had law against us. They would pit one tribe against the other. They would pit one in a particular tribe. There is an argument among one particular one tribe.
Grandma wa kan sọ nísìnyí wọ́n ní ìfẹ́ owó náà ni last thing àwọn ọba wa ìfẹ́ owó but owó ìbò ló fi kú lọ. Ìdòwú máa kọ ní is only Elédùmarè that will reward you. Ìyá mi Abọ́sẹ̀dé ní òmìnira láìsí jà ìjẹ̀tàn ẹ̀tàn ni pé we must push it. Yeah. I think what we got to understand is, message me emphasize more. We must push our message peacefully to the university because we have according understanding it. We have not done bad in the first 3 years, but we need to now re-engineer the push because slow down. We must increase the tempo. We must continue to talk to people. And I'm saying it's not just one person. But Shimbuluka she might make effort and see Buja Bomma content in university and my basoro, go no buy consoro, could I put on a program where she Nigeria she share and all that, and eventually we can start breaking things down. And I think that is going to be one of the way forward. By the time Tibuba Debe hey Tabani hey wani ya Tabani B wani koje Tabani A town comani Tinubuloshi wani be. And more that is so Tinubu will be the last person to jẹ́ and totally compete pẹ̀lú àwọn north mo ti rí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìn because ó ti lo Lagos state láti fi prepare n tó ṣe money wise he has it gbogbo àwọn ọba ó wà ní àyíkẹ́ after bá fi parọ́ ìbọn òní kábíyèsí tí ń bẹ̀ wá nísìn pé Kóìkì mo mọ̀ pé o fẹ́ Yorùbá nation o fẹ́ Odùduwà ọmọ Oòduà nìwọ náà èmi náà mọ̀ pé mò ń gbọ́n tó ń sọ bí n tẹ̀ tí rí ẹ bọ̀ mo rántí pé mo rí ẹ ní London àti mo ṣáà rí kábíyèsí mo dẹ̀ dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún wọn bọ̀ kábíyèsí ní Kóìkì Ọba is pleading with you and the rest of the Yoruba people and Nigerians to exercise patience with President Bola Tinubu administration given the current economic situation. So ẹ̀gbọ́n mi on your last topic mo fẹ́ yọ into the male focus láti parí ètò yìí kó tó di pé èmi náà máa lọ ṣe nap mi ẹ ṣé gan ni thank you so much and ẹ má jìnnà sí wa ẹjọ gbogbo yín ẹ má jìnnà sí wa mo mọ̀ kí gbogbo yín lẹ ń gbọ́ wa ní abẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ máa email mi lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan kínú mi máa dùn pé mo sì láwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n tí àjọ máa ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ni ẹ ṣé gan ni ọba Elédùmarè kò ní fi ń sílẹ̀ and you can tell mo sọ fún yín pé ní ìjọ Monday dáàdi wa kan 80 years old or 80 plus wọ́n ti dé wọ́n ṣàfihàn pé ká ṣàtẹ̀ríra you know. And we are happy when we meet people like that. So, encourage you. Encouragement this is going to be the third program we're running today. 8 o'clock, láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀. Ewo time. 8 o'clock, ni mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ the first program. We literally had just 1 hour break. Láti 10 títí di 11. But to 11, I had to go on. Àti ṣe 3 hours fáwọn tó wà lórí back of channel ẹ̀yin tẹ̀sẹ̀ join lórí Koiki Media ó ti di 2 hours mo tún padà bọ̀ nírọ̀lẹ́ ìyẹn tí bá tún ṣe tán Star Radio máa ṣe tẹ̀ ní 2. So we are just trying to make sure that the message continue. We hope that our people will understand. So just to wrap that ọ̀rọ̀ ọba tá à ń bá lọ yẹn àti sọ pé wọ́n ní ọba ní nígbà tó bá ti invest in China tí Dubai wọ́n ti invest in South Sudan kí ló dé tó lè invest ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa náà. Governor Ademola Adeleke lauded the Ife King for the initiative and the management of the Chinese company for agreeing to invest in Osun State. We love investment, but we hope Mr. Adeleke restated his commitment to promote culture, tourism, entertainment in the state to improve the well-being of the residents. Thank you so much, Mr. Fab. Mokiyawa Grace Olushoto. Sanga Zilon, the Chinese firm CEO, congratulated Oni on the celebration of Olojo 2023. Mr. Celinio also commended him for partnering the company, pledging that it will adhere to the agreement terms. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó rí agreement ẹ̀ báyìí o. Èmi ò rí o. Gbogbo tó kọ̀ gbọ́ ni pé wọ́n ń bọ̀ wá invest. So àmọ́ details tó wà nínú MOU ìyẹn wọ́n fún wa fún public o. Wọ́n máa yẹ kó máa wá di 20 years nísìn. Tàbá ní Chinese ó yẹ wá máa lọ. Wọ́n ní no àṣìná another 80 years. Àtúwà another amalgamation kọ́lọ̀ ọba Elédùmarè kó ṣàánú wa o. Àníri jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lórí ètò for now. Ìfẹ́ Olúwa sọ pé let's be sincere with each other. There is a sign that Tinubu will favor or dance to our tune. Okay. I mean, I want to be very happy with what you said because it's a good thing if Tinubu looks into the issue. All he says, if they no agree, we won't be here. And in turn, they took power from them. So thank you so much to everyone. I know we always want somebody to be live, but sometimes there's other program that is not live. Momo ke baba Ekiti wa live nisin. So èmi náà lọ máa gbọ́ wọn díẹ̀. So ẹ yẹ kí èmi náà take a short break. Kí n lọ relax, kí n tún lọ prepare fún the next program nírọ̀lẹ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń bá wa darapọ̀ mọ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní lunch break, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń lọ sí school, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe PhD, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nigeria, may Nigeria not happen to you. Ọlákúnlé, thank you so much. Mo kí gbogbo ẹlẹ́n kan sí. Gani Olóyèdé, Aziz, mo kí Aziz Houston, Easy Dollar, mo kí ẹ dáadáa, mo kí Yami Comfort. Àti post gbogbo bí tí ẹ fi lè fi support wa. Sonky, thank you so much. Quite a lot of you were online with me, and I'm sure àwọn kan ní break, àwọn kan drive, àwọn kan ṣe Uber. You know, everybody is doing everything to sustain. And I hope that gbogbo ẹ̀yin grandma tí ẹ ti retire àti keep you busy. May Elédùmarè continue to be with you. Ó ṣe gan ni Easy Dollar òun every day ni kò sí tó kàn. At least ní àbáṣà ń lọ síbi iṣẹ́ náà, ó ṣàgbọ́dọ̀ máa ra coffee $5 ni. What does that mean? It's just a kind of a contribution. We don't have any monetization on our YouTube. We rely on the public to support the platform to keep us going. Thank you so much. But but my producer called me and I have to leave everything and go and meet him. The day before, and he's been in Ghana for some time, so we have to catch up with a lot of few things before and other. But mo ti jẹ dodo yẹn nísìn. Mo ti wà okay díẹ̀. Nǹkan ra fi lè top help me. At least màá lè lọ sùn díẹ̀ nísìn. And then I will be back. Mr. Ladele Olamilekan say, Mr. Koiki, Lion of Yoruba land, a last man standing, Benny. And I will remain like that. Early frustrated me. Go possible. This is what I love. I know my sign as a so this is what I love to do. I am on the same path with Dele Momodu. Same energy, Kono Johnny. But Dele Momodu, he chop money now with the politician. Big man. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ni Dele Momodu. Ẹ bá pọ̀ wọ́n ní sani. Oní wàhálà. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ àbúrò? You know, Yoruba people are very lovely people, but it's just that irú àwọn yẹn èmi náà ti ṣe wàhálà. Èmi náà sá kúrò Nàìjíríà ni kí gbogbo ẹ̀ tó báyìí. So what do you want me to do? So we just hope that more people will listen. Thank you so much. From Lagos State Dash Mayor to Ijebu-Ode, Gbogboleyin, Moki, Lekiti, Ondo, Akure, and the rest of you that are in different African countries. Thank you so much for always staying with us. Dash Mayor, like me, my breakfast is finishing now. Ọlọ́run á fún wa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. I know a lot of you. Thank you so much, Yami Mutiri, Kofi Botin, as usual. We appreciate every one of you. Konitoni be obeshin support our now, and we will not disappoint you. Be rest assured of that. It's only 3 years ago, full-time job. The other media might not be able to do that full-time. So thank you so much. Easy dollar. Mufe dodo etonku there. Waris did not do Mokibu in your pata. Eka play anthem wa. Play laro eran militi. Abitife lonisin. Eka ko play kafi ra. Gbogbo ẹ̀ nílẹ̀ kẹ́yìn náà tó lọ ṣe kíni kẹ́ lọ relax tó bá dago mẹ́fà lágbára Ọlọ́run, you know, I'll be back again for the next program. Thank you so much. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin elite wa, ẹ̀yin doctors, ẹ má jókòó sẹ́yìn kẹ́ni kò kàn yín ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ gbogbo wa ló kàn gbogbo wa ni o. So
scissors ready.
Pass me the white berry.
Wild berry ready if you know.
Iṣẹ́ wà orílẹ̀-èdè kàgbéga ẹ jẹ́ ká máa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtọ̀hún tó dára. Àwọn ọmọ Odùduwà ọmọ bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀. What God cannot do does not exist. Ó máa wáyé. Ìgbà yẹn lolúkálùkù ń béèrè pé nígbà wo ó máa wáyé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọkàn balẹ̀. It will happen in our lifetime. Have a very great afternoon. Thank you so much, all our mothers, our sisters, our aunties. Ọlọ́run wá pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. May Nigeria never happen to us. Ó dàgó mẹ́fà. At least we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hours window to go and relax and do some other things. Bye for now. Anything now Latin Nigeria, we love you, we appreciate you. It's not easy with all the data you have to buy. Thank you so much, MixLR, Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep.